So I want to talk about I want to talk about a lot of shit. It's not gonna just be about what the title says, because I know you niggas see the title and it's like 9 to 5, and I want to talk about a lot more shit. I got a whole bunch of places I gotta go, but before I go, I want to make this live stream because I feel like making this fucking live stream. But one thing that I've noticed and I observed when it comes to 9 to 5, and like people who work, I want to say all people who work 9 to 5, and just because you work, because I know people who work 9 to 5s and it may be on the low end, but these people, they actually enjoy what they do and they're more successful than the bum ass spiritual person that complains. Like, you'll have a bum ass person who's like spiritual and then they'll work a shitty job, think they're better than the people that work at that place, but the people who work at that place are actually in a more better spot than the person spiritual not wanting to be there, because the person that's there, they don't mind being there because it's that's their thing, they enjoy it. But as the spiritual person, they're forced to be there because they fucking miserable. And so the person who's at the 9 to 5 who's not spiritual, they're going to be able to get out of that 9 to 5 a lot quicker than most spiritual people. If you look at, when I say spiritual, I'm not saying they're spiritual. I mean people who watch YouTube videos. So anytime I say spiritual, I'm talking about people who watch YouTube videos and develop an opinion about shit and they think they're somebody. That's what I mean spiritual. I don't mean these people are actually spiritual. These people aren't tapped in. They don't know how to astral project. They don't know self-realization. They don't know, and I'm not saying you have to astral project and know, but you do need to know self. A lot of these people haven't even tapped into any real knowledge information. They haven't had no epiphanies. They just develop an opinion because they see somebody on YouTube talking deep, and then they like to take their perspectives, but they don't know the perspective. That's what I talk about spirituality. Spiritual people who aren't as well, I don't want to really get into that, but these people are not spiritual, but they'll think that there's somebody. So I say this because I don't want to make it seem like I'm talking about all people who work 9 to 5s, because there's nothing wrong. I don't want to say there's nothing. Well, when it comes to me, there is something wrong, but I'm not going to look down on somebody who does that. And even when I say this shit, I say, I don't mean, because I know a lot of my people who watch me and they subscribe, you guys do these things, and I'm not talking down to you. When I talk this shit, is not to you guys. It's to these bum ass people out there who that's all their life is, or they're forced to do it and they don't know nothing else. So they think they're somebody, and they'd be like, oh, this 9 to 5 is taking me from my life. But yet, if you actually had a life, whatever you're doing in your real life will actually be sustaining you, not the 9 to 5. So you can't sit there and say the 9 to 5 is taking you from your life if you're forced to work there, motherfucker. Because how about you? If it's taking you from your life, just don't work at the 9 to 5. Then they'll say, well, I from your life if you're for beyond what I just said. This shit makes you a better one. Number one is this is why, if you're not somebody who works, who's in that type of field of working a 9 to 5, or you're not trying to, not just with 9 to 5, but if you're not in an energy of anything, you don't want to be around people in that energy. Like, there's people out here who will like be like, oh, I just worked a 10-hour shift, and then they'll come home with that negative energy because they wasted 10 hours of their fucking life, and then they'll project it on somebody else. So then they'll call somebody lazy, or they'll project their pain, like, oh, you're not helpful to society because you don't work. But it's not really that they're not helpful, because the job that they're doing, a robot and a machine can replace them. So you're not helpful to society. You're just helpful making some rich Masonic family rich. But the reason that they have to talk that shit and make it look like you're not good for working at a fucking shitty 9 to 5 like them, wasting 10 hours of their life, is because it makes them feel, they feel miserable and they feel bitter because they have to do that and you don't have to do that. So now they have to project their energy that they're feeling onto you. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's like they have to project because they're already miserable, they're upset, they're angry. So They'd be like, well, this is why like you'll see a lot of people, they get upset when people steal. This is the best example I can make. When you see people steal from a store, you'll think like, let's just say Walmart. I'm not talking about stealing from a grandma, stealing from a person who also works. I'm talking about stealing from a corporation. When you go to like one, because I go to these places and I've done certain shit. I don't do it no more, but I've done certain shit. And when you see a lot of these people that work at these 9 to 5s, and especially like in retail, and when they see you stealing, they get upset and they get triggered, not because of what you stole, is because of their situation and they can't make ends meet. They have to work for every little thing. They have to buy great value food. They got to go shop at Dollar Tree and they have to work and they have to scrounge up change just to buy the cheapest shit, the low bargain bin bullshit. Whereas you're able to afford it and get it because either you're not paying for it or you have money coming in where you can buy it. So they hate. So they're like, oh, you're stealing. And then they try to make it look like they're protect. But no, they're not that they care about the store, because there's people in my family, like we have family friends and certain cousins, and they have money. And when they go to the store and they buy a lot of shit with money, they'll get like disrespect. Like if you ever like been around people with money, you ever have money, you could go to a store and buy a lot of stuff with money and you're not stealing, and people will still hate and disrespect you and make it look like how dare you. And like they always like people have something negative to say. So this is where that bitterness comes in. This is why I never really like to be around people who are in a miserable, bitter situation and you're not in it, because they will project it onto you. That's why like you have a lot of people who like they'll say, oh, you can't, like you have a lot of parents kick out their children at 18 and they'll say, oh, you need to grow up. Not really that they need to grow up. It's because the parent is slaving at a miserable, shitty job and they hate it. When they come home and they see the kid relaxed, kid having fun, and they have to go to work, they're bitter and miserable that they have to do that. And they're saying, oh, you're profiting and you're living off my misery and my bitterness. So this is where that they try to project their bitterness. So I'm miserable, I gotta work this shitty job, so now we're gonna make it where you can't stay here unless you're bitter and miserable like me. And me, I've never had that issue. That anytime that was a situation, I would just move out, even if it meant me having to be homeless. And it's funny because the energy and the spirit will always like have my back, and I'll always be able to get some type of money, whether it be legally or illegally, or somebody just giving it to me, and I always be able to sustain myself. Not to say I'm rich and shit, and I don't even want to say it's just for money. Even through like the whole path of breatharianism and me not consuming and eating shit, like I don't shit. I'm very picky when it comes to food. I don't even like to eat a lot. I don't need a lot of shit for the most part. So that in itself helped me, because my distaste and dislike from a lot of shit, it saved me a lot of money, it saved me a lot of headache, and it saved me a lot of time being wasted chasing after useless desires. So I don't need to chase after useless desires no more, because I don't have it's like if you don't like cheese pizza, then you don't have to spend money on cheese pizza. You save your fucking money. If you don't like fucking Jordans and new fucking all this bullshit, you're not wasting your money on it. And people say, well, I like new Jordans and I get to enjoy it. And well, you can't even afford it, bitch. I don't see you with a new pair of Jordans every week. So shut the fuck up, nigga. You barely can afford one pair every month. Getting one pair every month is looked at as luxury to most people. So shut the fuck up, nigga. You can't even enjoy desire. So your whole life has spent having desires you can't even afford and you can't even get, because most people who have 99% of people who have a lot of desires can't even get what they really want. And even if they do, they have to get the cheap ass brand. They got to get the Jordans for like $80. They can't even get the $500 pair. So like they got to get the cheap shit. They got to go get great. Oh, I like a lot of food. I'm a foodie. I'm a into mukbang, but you're getting great value shit. You can't even go get like the shit at a premium grocery store. Go to a steakhouse and get the real steak. You got to get the fucking cheap ass steak in the grocery store. Like, so these niggas, like, they think they're onto something, but yet they can't even afford the shit they want. So it's funny as fucking, they go and get these shitty jobs to try to sustain themselves and thinking that, oh, they're doing something. Like, and then like you have a lot of these dumbass people out here talk about, oh, I'm getting this job for my business. Or I'm getting like, bitch, I sold 2021. Get your 2020, 2021 ass out the fuck out of here. Because how the fuck is it 2025 and you still haven't got A and B together to get C? You stupid ass nigga. Like, you still gotta go do shit you don't want just to put towards shit you do want, and the shit you do want ain't no, but how you ain't even like, no one gives a fuck about that. So it's not like it's not like you're getting money to add and invest in your business to make money, or you're invested in dividend or crypto or in a business that can make money. You're getting that money to put towards what you like doing, and what you like doing is what you like doing. Ain't nobody give a fuck about what the fuck you're doing, bitch. That's why your shit ain't doing good. So you got all these people in the spiritual community, they think that they use us as an excuse to be a bum ass nigga and work a meaningless shit job while accomplishing nothing. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that. There's something wrong with it for me to do it. That's why I don't do it. That's why I don't do it. But there's nothing wrong with it if you want to do that, because everybody's path is different. But when you're complaining about it and you're forcing yourself to do it, and at the same time, because yeah, you got to do what you don't want, you have to do, but at the same time, when you're not accomplishing nothing, like years down the line, then you're just wasting your time. You could have just been not even working that shit and just putting your time into life and what you want to do. And if you had trust in the spirit, things will manifest and show up. But a lot of people, they don't have trust in the spirit like that. So they're like forced aside. I don't like, there's nothing duality. There's really nothing, anything that's wrong with the world, I blame most of people. Yeah, the government, I blame the government, and they're gonna get what the fuck, they're already getting what the fuck. Their shit's crashing and crumbling. But most people deserve what they get. Like, that's one thing I'm realizing. And everyone wants to talk about, oh, the government, this, fuck the government, they're going down, but a lot of people are going down too. The government's gonna be in a deeper hell, but a majority of people, they're gonna be in a hell. You gotta understand that, because a lot of people are co-signing and agreeing to the nonsense, whether they know it or not. Just you being an idiot and not having self-awareness, that's the reason. Not because you work at a 9 to 5, that's not the reason. Because in order for it to lead you to that, at some point, you had to not have self-awareness and done the work. So that's what led you to that, because you're a fucking dumbass nigga. So this is what I got, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, we got to get shit straight here. Like, a lot of these people, they just bitter and they miserable. And like, I'm not like saying like, because a lot of you guys will say, oh, you're just saying that because you never were. And I can shut your ass up, bitch. I've been homeless. I've been in a shelter. And a fucking homeless shelter, you fucking stupid piece of shit. So you can't tell me a goddamn thing. I was fasting in the shelter back in 2019. I was standing, to be honest, I actually like staying in the shelter, to be honest, on a certain level. Like, it was kind of not, it felt peaceful for me, like, for some reason, because like I'm a Pisces, so like when it comes to certain ways of living, it could be like, I like mine, and plus I have a moon in the 8th house, plus my Pisces sun, so I don't really mind chaotic living conditions within reason. It has to be reasonable. Obviously, if it's chaotic, then that's a problem. The way that situation was set up, that particular shelter at that time, it was actually peaceful for me, and I actually liked going there, even when I wasn't like on the street homeless. There were people I was cool with. I would go back and chill with, and then like I would sell certain shit to them, not drugs in them, but just I used to like do business over there. So it was like cool. So I was able to make lemon out of lemonade. So like, I forgot where I was going with this, but anyways, yeah. So no one, I could, yeah, I know where I was going. I could talk this shit. I could talk because I actually live like I never was like that type of nigga who will fold because somebody told me. And I'm not telling you like if it was to a point I would never work. Like, if the spirit told me you need to go and work this 9 to 5 to get on your, if the spirit told me that, I will go and do that. I wouldn't want to, but I would do that. But I would do it knowing that the spirit is gonna eventually get me out of there. And my focus will be getting up out of there and saving every cent I have there. And you see what I'm saying? That's what will be my goal. if the spirit told me, because if you don't do what the spirit says, you're just going to be stuck in a rut. So I'm not trying to prove myself and have an ego just to not listen to spirit. If the spirit says you need to get your ass up and do this, this, and this, then I'm going to do it. And I advise you guys to do it too. But at the same time, there was times where I was put in a situation and the spirit never told me to go and do that shit. If anything, anytime I did go and do that shit, the spirit whooped my ass. And like, that's, remember when I twisted my fucking knee, and I twisted my knee and I was in crutches and shit. You guys see me. That was when I was like, I worked for like a week at this one place. And the funny thing is, I thought I needed to work there. And when I was working, I worked there for like a week, and then I twisted my leg, not while I was working, but I was like running away from fucking, I had stole some shit and I ran a fucking way. And I got away from the guy, but as I turned a corner, I twisted my leg, and then and then I was like, fuck. And then I had to like play it off like my leg wasn't twisted, because like the guy, he didn't see me because I turned a corner. And then right when I turned a corner, I tripped, which was kind of interesting. Right when I turned, because if I would have tripped and he seen me, he would have came and been like, call the police. But I was able to still get up and go. But like I tripped and I twisted my leg. And I knew it wasn't because I was still, because after, when I quit that fucking job, a lot of situations showed up, which was like similar to that situation. And I never twisted my leg before. And like, it was weird. I knew it was the 9 to 5, because as soon as I quit that 9 to 5, like some guy I met on OfferUp literally came up to me and was like, hey, if you, whatever we did, it was a business deal. And the guy's name was somebody's name that I knew back in when I was living in San Francisco, going to that culinary school. It was the same first and last name. He was a Mexican dude. His last name was Macias. And when I was in culinary school, my roommate, his last name was Macias. And this nigga put me on to selling weed, because he used to sell weed to the whole place. And he put me on, and I made money selling weed with him. And it's funny how the Mexican nigga, the day I quit, fucking, I met some dude on OfferUp. He wanted to buy some of the Pokemon cards. When I remember I used to sell those Pokemon. And his name was Macias. Like, oh, if you need, I could buy anything from you. And this nigga was like spending so much. This nigga was like, he had hella money. He was like spending hella money buying anything. Like, I guess he was selling. Like, it was just, it was a good business deal. So I knew the spirit brought that person in my life. And it was weird because, and then this is why I never like to do anything positive or negative with anybody that's not on my frequency. Because when I was around people and I would do business, it will always be something negative happen. And this all correlates to the bitter and miserable, why you don't want to be around bitter and miserable people. Because when I will be around somebody doing something positive or negative, I will take on their energy, and it will always thwart what I was doing. So if I was doing something I had no business doing, and I was doing it with somebody that wasn't in alignment, some negative shit would happen. If I was doing positive and it was something that was legal and positive, and I was around somebody who didn't deserve that, like there was somebody who worked at McDonald's and I was out here doing a money move, a money move will fuck up. Because this is why I had to kind of be kind of stingy and not want to put people on when I get on. Like when I get some type of money, if it's not family or people I fuck with who went through the hard times with me, I never like to put people on or help them. And I don't suggest you guys do that too. Only help people who've been with the struggle, because that's how you fuck up what they will call blessings. I hate that word blessings, but I got a lot of dumbass people who watch my channel. Shout out to people who fuck with me. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about majority of the people who like ghosted on my fucking channel. Most people, they don't deserve so-called the good things you get. And sometimes the bad things you do that you could get away with, because the spirit is shielding you, you don't get away with it because you have somebody who's negative and they deserve to be in a negative situation. So you may go to a store and steal something, or you may sell some drugs or do something illegal, and you could get away with it because the spirit's protecting you, because you have a mission and a goal and a purpose. But this person doesn't have a mission or goal. Their purpose is just to get money so they can just go buy some fucking Jordans. So they don't have no mission. So their karma is going to rub off on you. Versus if you have a goal, the spirit will shield you from certain shit. And it will literally play out like that. Like the times where I've been hemmed up with some legal shit, and every single time a police
came into my reality, and I was always hemmed up in some legal shit, whether I got away with it or not, it will always be not because of what I did, but me not listening to what the Spirit's telling me to do. So the Spirit put that situation in my life to be like, wake up. You need to listen to me, or you're going to get in trouble. I'm going to make you get in trouble so I can force to sit your ass down, whether that be in jail. Because when I was in jail back in 2015, it's because the Spirit sat my ass down because I was running around too damn much. I was drinking, doing too much, and I went to this function where it was like a car show. I was blacked out drunk. I don't remember shit, even to this day. And the person who was with me, I can't even contact the dude because he's like, I'll never talk to you again. You fucked it up. And I'm like, what happened? I'm like, fuck you, nigga. I don't need you in my fucking life. You a stupid bum ass, dirty ass spick. I don't need you in my fucking life. And so, but I want to know what happened, you stupid ass nigga. He wouldn't tell me. So to this day, I really don't know what happened. I kind of can tell based on what the judge said and everything. I served 2 months for that, but I guess I was drunk and I was running my fucking mouth. Because the one thing about me is I like to run my mouth and talk a lot of shit. That's one reason I don't like to carry guns in public, and I don't like to go to parties because I'll be the type of nigga who shoot that whole party up. Because especially when I drink, that's one reason I don't drink. Because when I drink, I would talk a lot of fucking shit and run my mouth. And I guess I was talking a whole bunch of shit, and somebody wanted to fight me, and then I slapped them in the face, and then a whole group of people tried jumping me and shit. Some lady came and tried to break it up. I told you guys the story. She tried to break the shit up. And then I was swinging on everyone, and I guess I hit her in the fucking head because I was swinging on everyone, and they tried to have her do assault charges on me. I would have got more than 2 months, but she didn't. She said she wasn't gonna file because people, like, it was like 7, 8 people, it was a group of people attacking me, and I was just swinging. She's like, he probably thought I was one of the assaults people assaulting him. So she didn't. They were trying to get her badly to press. She didn't press nothing. It was in front of the Target up in fucking Tracy, California. When it was a big ass car show. That shit was crazy. I don't even really remember. And all I remember is I woke up. I woke up from a blackout, and I was in a holding cell, butt naked, with no clothes on. That's all I remember, and it was like, yeah, it was crazy. But yeah, that's why, like, damn, sometimes I be rambling, so I be getting off fucking topic and shit. But yeah, I got off topic. I forgot what I was saying, but. That's why I don't really, because I talk a lot of shit and shit. So that's why I can't be drinking and carrying on like that, because I quit drinking. Like, I haven't drank in, I don't even know how long. It's been years. Probably since like 2020. No, probably 2021, 2020. And even when I drank then, it was like a little bit. But before I used to drink to black out. But when I drink the blackout, it was weird because I'd be drinking and blacking out, and I'd be in front of like my own mother, but I never did nothing crazy. She would just say I'll be just talking silly and acting silly. But when I went to that party, I was talking like hella crap because I don't know what the fuck happened. Because I blacked out, but ever since then, I never blacked out before and drink it. I stopped blacking out and drinking. Even after that situation, I would drink, but I would never drink to black out. I would just drink to get fucked up, and then I wouldn't black out. Because that happened back in 2015. I was drinking all the way to 2020, but I just never blacked out because I literally was scared. Like, there was something that took over, and it was crazy. Like, that's what they call that shit, spirit. Shout out to Shy Native, my nigga Shy Native. Yeah, he's a fucking 9 to 5. Yeah, if you have to work, I'm not bashing anyone who has to work 9 to 5. I know a lot of you guys have to do what you feel you got to do, and maybe that's something you have to do. And who am I to tell you don't do that or not? I'm not paying your bill, so do what you got to do. But as far as for me, I will never do that unless the spirit tells me I need to do that. Like, that's all. Because at that point, if the spirit told me, I literally won't be able to move on unless you listen to the spirit. So I'll be stuck. So what would be the point, like, of living at that fucking point? So unless the spirit told me, then that, because I move based upon the spirit. I don't move based upon what society does, or I'm in fear, or I'm scared, like a lot of bitch ass niggas that out here do. Like, oh, I'm scared, I'm in fear, nigga. Like, that's stupid ass. It's like, I have negative broke you. Yeah, for real. You don't want to be around anybody that's negative. You don't want to be around anyone that's negative, that is not on your frequency doing what you're doing. Turn this fucking air on. You don't want to be around anyone. Hold on, there's somebody coming out. No, there's somebody at. I thought they were gonna ask me something. But yeah, you don't want to be around anybody that's negative when you're doing something positive or negative. That's why I tell you guys, like, find people that are on your frequency. Find people that are on your tribe. I don't even like to use that word tribe because it sounds so fucking like some groupie ass shit. Like everyone uses the word tribe, and like, yeah, I don't see nobody with no damn tribe, or I don't see most people with no tribe. I'm not gonna say nobody because there are people out here doing their thing, but like there's really nobody at the same time. Only like a few people that I see. But you got to get people on your frequency, resonate on your frequency, and if you're not dealing with people on your frequency, it's going to be a huge problem for you in this new time we're coming into. You're better off not even dealing with anyone unless you're dealing with somebody on your frequency. Because a lot of people have negative, and it's not about, like, I don't want you guys to think it's all about money. Even if you're trying to get out of depression and anxiety, if you're around somebody who's not trying to get out of it, they're going to attract more depressing and sad situations to you. It's nothing to do with just money and material. Like, get money and material out of your fucking head. Because anybody that tells you that, oh, it's about money, don't get me wrong, you got to pay for shit, but look at the people who are telling you this. Most 98% of people that tell you like it's about money, they can't even afford the shit they want to get. They have to worry about, oh, I got to go to Dollar Tree. I got to go to fucking the bargain bin and get the cheap fucking medicine syrup. I have to get the generic. Like, so they can't tell you about life is about money, because if you take on that same concept, you're going to be like them. You're going to be miserable, sad, and depressed just like them. Having to live check to check and all this shit. To be honest, and I'm not saying like, because to be honest, I'm the type of person where I'd rather be like not even have any fucking money and focus on myself than work a shitty job living check to check. Because I've always valued my time. I've always valued my time. Like, time is the most important thing. Other people, they don't really value their time. And I don't blame them, because some people, they may have a lot of fucking like other shit in their astrology chart, which like they may have a lot of Taurus and Virgo, where they're forced to actually give a fuck about this system, even if they don't want to. So especially if they have a lot of Taurus, like they need that stability. And I'm glad I don't blame them. The good thing about that is they can get a lot of shit done. But me, at the same time, I can get a lot of shit done too, and I don't have a lot of desires for shit. So the path that I'm living, I wouldn't expect everybody to live the path I'm living, because take away everything else, I just a whole different breed. Like, before money or not having money, I just don't give a fuck about a lot of shit. And I'm so focus oriented, or I'm so like assured of what I need to be doing. A lot of people, they're not assured of what they need to be doing. So it's like you got a lot of bullshitters out here that just like to waste people's time. I'm gonna drop the link like I always do in this video. I'm gonna drop the link if anybody has anything they gotta say. I always drop the link. I'm one of the only few people that I know that drop the link every fucking live stream. You got people, they only drop the link every night. I drop the link every live stream. Like, if you have something to say, you can say it. We can go over like they say in the hood. We can shoot it up, we can fight it up, we can stab it up, we can do whatever. Like, on here, we can talk respectfully, we can get disrespectful. Like, and since I'm not trying to go to jail, I'm not trying to do nothing else. So that's the reason. That's why a lot of you niggas talk about, oh, fuck the police, fuck the police. No, the police is actually not a bad thing if you look at it, because the police is the reason why a lot of niggas in my life ain't fucking like have their head on the fucking machete. You catch my drift? Like, I don't want to go spend time in jail. I don't want to risk, thinking, I might get away with it. I might not. I'm not going to risk life in prison for I might get away. And let me tell no, with all these cameras, all these phones and social media, I'm not risking shit. So the police, it's actually why there's not more like people say, oh, it's black on black crime. Like, oh, shut the fuck up, nigga. There'll be even more crime if it wasn't for the police, you stupid motherfucker. And first of all, there's no such thing as black on black. It's human on human crime. Europeans kill more people than anybody. Look at all the niggas in fucking Ukraine and Russian war, all the world wars in Europe and shit. Get the fuck out of here. The crackers kill more people than anybody. Any stupid nigga talk about black on black crime's a fucking idiot. Ain't no black on black fucking crime, nigga. And any black on black crime is because of what the fucking government and system created. Stupid ass. All these dumbass people have an opinion. That's why I just have to say that, because a lot of these dumbass people, oh, black on black crime and this and that. And nigga, shut the fuck up, dude. And even when you look at black on black crime, the reason why is because niggas stole some niggas' money or somebody stole somebody's drugs. Reason most what war in all of society is justified. The only reason war exists is so some Masonic family can get rich and take over a territory or a country. Get the fuck out of here. At least in the hood, if it's a killing, it's because niggas is trying to survive because of a bullshit ass system that they implanted on this fucking land where they have no business being. So people are forced to try to make money, survive, sell drugs, hustle, pimp, and if niggas get in contact and conflict and then niggas get shot because of its survival. A European, their survival is all like they need money, but yet they need money because they created a fake system. They created a fake system because they couldn't mind a fucking business, stay they ass in fucking Europe instead of coming to here and killing Native Americans and taking over their shit. So they can just shut the fuck up. There ain't no black on black. There's human on human crime, and that does need to stop. A nigga in the hood that gets killed by the other, that does need to stop. It's just like a fucking war in Ukraine and Russian war and this whole fucking World War I and II. That shit needed to stop. Wasn't the Nazis killing Jews? That human on human violence. That shit needed to stop. It's human violence. The fuck? So yeah, I just gotta make that shit fucking clear. Because we got a lot of dumbass people. Like we have a lot of, especially it's black people that's the main issue. And I'm not getting no more shout outs, but black and white people are the biggest problems. I feel one of the biggest problems when you look at the news and everything, it's always having to do with black and white people, race shit, all this other bullshit. And especially black people. Like black people, you'll either have black people that like, because one thing I'm starting to see is a lot of defeated black people. Like most black people, they hate themselves because they've been trained by the society and by social media to look at themselves a certain way. So a lot of black people, they don't like themselves. And anytime you see a black person that's defeated, just look at the word defeated. When somebody or something is defeated, they're done fighting. They're tired of fighting. So they just acquiesce and they throw up the white flag and they say, I give in, I give up. So you'll see a lot of niggers, a lot of stupid niggers on these platforms talking about I'm for Trump or black on black violence, or, and I'm not saying I'm for it because fuck Democrat. I fucking hate Democrats just as much as I hate a fucking Republican. They're both the same shit. They're both, I don't like them, but I gotta use this as my example for why I say black people are defeated. You'll see them taking on certain beliefs or they'll say certain shit, and a person like me who's intuitive, it just, I see through it. So a lot of these black people who like to talk about, oh, black people, we kill each other. Black people, we do this. This is a black person who they hate themselves and they've been defeated. They don't want to, instead of, because they're like, oh, the white man, what they're saying, it's too much of me for a fight. So I'm just going to accept what they're saying. So they are right. We do kill each other. So I shouldn't be racist, or white people aren't that racist because we do it to ourselves. That's a person who's like in denial because they're so scared and they're so in fear of accepting the truth that there is some type of hatred towards them. So they have to rationalize why it's okay. Like a bitch who gets her ass beat by her husband. She doesn't want to accept the fact she get her ass beat. So, well, he's a good man. He's done this. And then she stays with the dude and he beats the shit out of her. It's like, well, if I didn't make him mad, he wouldn't have hit me. If I would have only cooked the steak rare instead of fucking well done, his fucking caveman cock his ass wouldn't hit me, because we know people like bloody meat. Like, get the fuck out of here, bitch. He beat your ass because he's a piece of shit. But you're self-defeated. You're self-defeated, nasty, stinking pussy hoe, where you feel that if you just accept and rationalize why he's a piece of shit, somehow you'll feel better. It's all about what they want to feel. They don't want to feel the truth, because the truth will make you feel a certain way to actually take action to better the situation and change your mind so you can perceive it differently and live in peace. They don't want to do the work. So they want to just sit there on a stupid ass and rationalize, and they want to take a shortcut to some fake ass realization of, well, he deserved it, or black people do kill each other. And shut the fuck up, you stupid idiot. What about all the drugs and guns? I don't know no black person who knows how to put a gun together. I know some Asian people and some Asian corporations in Shanghai that know how to make gunmetal. I know fucking white man that knows how to do business with them and bring them in the country and use his U.S. currency to buy them and put them on. I know that. I know cartel and Chinese fucking pharmaceutical labs that make fucking drugs and put them in the fucking streets. Shut your stupid ass up, you stupid ass nigga. Also, this is not to bash white or black people, because I'm an African. I'm not a nigger. My dad's African. I have African lineage. So when I say black people, I'm talking about a nigger. An African, I have a culture. My dad from the tribe, I know I'm connected to that shit. I'm not no nigger who doesn't know shit, who's lost, and they have to accept why the white man is doing shit. Like, I seen a video, like, well, I don't even want to name this stupid nigger's name. And, like, I don't even want to even get into it because I don't even want to give nobody attention. But I just see a lot of stupid bullshit out here in the streets, and it's getting really annoying. And in my mind, in the midst of all these black people, because I'm gonna get on black people's ass right now. I'm only gonna get on it because I'm getting on the coon, not black people in general. If when I see what they call a YN in the street, in the hood, having to shoot, steal, kill, I feel sorry for him that they're in a position where they have to do that. I feel sorry for the parents that they were in a situation where they could have raised their children in a good environment because of like the system oppression. So I feel sorry, not to say they shouldn't get in trouble if they go do a crime. Obviously, if you hurt somebody, you should get in trouble for that. But I'm not gonna, at the same time, we need to get the people involved who are creating a system to allow these crimes. So anytime a black person kills someone in the hood, there should be somebody in a higher position in the political government who they go to jail. And it goes, whether it be the judge, politician, the people who make the laws, they get it. But at the end of the day, it doesn't even be like that, because they're getting their ass, they're going through spiritual repercussion. Like, a lot of their shit's failing, and this is why they have to have so many distractions on the news and shit, because a lot of their shit is failing, and like their things are going on behind the scenes, because this land, remember I told you guys, this land is cursed. So the people who they took over this land with is a lot of energy, a lot of tribal energy on this land. So America and this system can never fully prosper, because if you create something off the backs of slaughter, blood, and corruption, whatever you created from it, it's always going to have that energy of slaughter, blood, and corruption. So a lot of the people, this is why America would never be great. It's never been great. It's only been great for the people who were able to make money. But even then, it's not working, because the resources of this system, the resources are dwindling. This is why the products are getting shittier. They got to do inflation. It's because the products and the quality and the supply and the resources of this land is dwindling, because we're going into a new shit. And I'm talking about down the line, like within the next 100, 200 years, there's not going to be no trees, no fruit, in order for you to eat, you're going to have to create it in a laboratory. This is where 3D printing food and the whole concept of laboratory food, lab meat, even then they're not going to be able to do that shit, because we're going to be different types of beings, and this whole planet is shifting. Trees, pro is not going to exist within the next 100, 200 years. So everything's going to be like did you see that with the Matrix, how they have the slop and they made it in a lab? All food is going to be like that, a 3D printed food. Then why do you think they're putting GMO food into shit? is because and organic food costs more money. They say, oh, it's because they want no. The reason organic food costs more money because it's harder to produce it for a large amount of people, so it costs more money, and then there's less of it. Especially like the resources in the soil is not the same as it was 10 years ago. That's why the food tastes like shit. This is a new shift we're going into. So they're not to fuck about their system cannot prosper no more, and they already know this. So this is why a lot of this shit is happening as it is today, and it needs to keep fucking happening. But this land is cursed. You a stupid motherfucker if you out here talking about Republican, Democrat. I'm trying to vote, and like shut your stupid ass up, nigga. This system is done. Life is winning. Life is good. Like, don't get me wrong. Life is gonna be good. There's always gonna be an ecosystem, an atmosphere, and you being able to exist in it prosperously, whatever the fuck you call it. That will always exist. That will always be a thing. But what would not always be a thing is this fake ass synthetic system. You niggas already see how the time is accelerating. Like, this shit's gotta keep going. And once this shit accelerates, it's gonna create a situation where like GPS, the internet, social media, that's just gonna all be affected. They're gonna have to end up changing shit up because and don't get me all you niggas need to understand and realize is life exists. You being here in the now moment, that exists. So that's as long as here, as far, time is speeding up. Don't worry about that. That's their system. Time is their system. They created that. They created time as a measurement to track space and objects. So that's all time is a measurement to track space and objects. So how long does this object take to get to this space? There's space and there's objects. How do you track space and objects? Time. Just like if you want to track how long my fucking dick is, you need a fat ass ruler. If you want to track fucking time, you need space and an object. You see what I'm saying? Anybody that says anything else about time is a fucking dumbass, and they're gonna father time and clockwork and the time is a dimension. Shut your stupid nigger fucking spiritual ass out. With your fucking bum ass spirituality, nigga. Fucking crystal gem spiritual ass lame ass nigga. Fucking still working at fucking El Pollo Loco with your fucking dumb ass, that retarded ass outfit on. Yeah, you have the audacity to talk about a fucking black amethyst and how it's defending you against negative energy. Bitch, you had that black amethyst for fucking 10 years. Yet your boss at your fucking El Pollo Loco job still fucking chews your ass out when you don't fucking cook the chicken right. Bitch, where's the blockage of the negative energy then? Where's the blockage to have your stupid bum ass not work at El Pollo Loco? El Pollo Loco. El Pollo Loco. This is a stupid ass nigga. Get your bitch ass out of here, nigga. El Pollo Loco. Fucking talking about these stupid, you got these dumb niggas. I'm an Anunnaki being. The Anunnaki spaceships are kind of still stupid nigger ass up with Anunnaki. I'm fucking Anunnaki. Well, if I hear a nigger talk about Anunnaki one more time, I'm gonna fucking laugh until I piss my fucking pants. I'm gonna laugh so fucking loud if I hear a nigga one more time say Anunnaki and a spaceship is landing. Get your stupid nigger Anunnaki talking ass out of here. Anunnaki needs to fucking create an invention to cook El Pollo Loco by itself so you don't have to work there no more, you bum ass nigga. Anunnaki. Oh damn, man. I want to make an AI video of an Anunnaki working at El Pollo Loco. I might have to start getting into some of my AI shit. Because I be seeing some of these AI videos, they be funny as fuck. And I'm gonna actually look into that AI shit. Like, I'm gonna use it to make some funny ass stuff because I be seeing some of this AI shit, it be making me laugh like a motherfucker. Like that, like fuck AI. But when I see the fun, you guys, you see the funny AI videos. Like I said, a fucking AI video, some nigga like just doing it's just weird as shit. Like you could create anything with it. I'm gonna create an Anunnaki but working out Pollo Loco talking about I'm a black nigger spiritual. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to start getting I'm gonna look into my AI shit. I'm gonna start creating some AI for this page. I might actually get the software program. But it's only gonna be funny. I'm gonna use it to just make fun of shit. I ain't gonna use it for like to mislead people. I'm gonna use it for like fucking comedy and shit. That shit be funny as fuck. That's one thing. To be honest, like one thing I do fuck with the AI about is the music and the entertainment. When it comes to entertainment, like music and like funny ass films and like a funny picture, like shit that just makes me laugh or I fuck with the AI on that. When it comes to other shit, like they're trying to implement it to make it or it can replace you being a human, that's different. When it comes to me laughing and being entertained, I don't mind AI doing it. To be honest, they need AI for entertainment. Because even when it comes to video games, it took them like how long to release GTA 6? Like, release the fucking game. How long does it take to release the fucking game? If they had AI, they would have been done release GTA 6. How the fuck it take you fucking all this years to release a game? Like, the game better be good. And by the time the game comes out, probably won't even be good because we're going to be really deep in the shift. People probably going to be looking at like, that shit's so 2024. We don't want to play this fucking shit. So they better hope we ain't too deep in the shit because they take too long. Eventually, when they release it, ain't nobody going to want to fuck with it because the shit that the game is about is in the old shit. But if we get too deep in the old shit, the game's going to start looking lame. So they got to hurry up and release. But if they had AI, they could have, that shit would have been fucking like done within a few months or a fucking who knows how long, depending on how advanced the shit is. And then they have like other shit too, like realistic AI where it looks real. When they use it to do psyops and shit on fake pages, fuck that. But if you're using it to create actually good music, movies, and fucking put it, especially the video games, like you can create a good ass game like in like an hour, or depending on how advanced it is, a short period of time, less than a year, create 10 good games. I don't fucking mind fucking with the AI and shit on that level, but everything else, fuck AI. We don't need that stupid ass shit. I'm gonna turn this fucking car off. But I might have to end up getting to my AI shit and make one of those Anunnaki working at a Polo Loco, talking with a fucking fat ass crystal black amethyst. And then you got the white boss in the background. You need to go and fucking do this. You didn't scrap this out. And like, I thought you so spiritual and Anunnaki-ish, bitch. I thought you so Anunnaki and spiritual. All these stupid ass niggas with they like to be honest, like that's why I'm glad I'm not like I'm glad I'm like well, I'm not even gonna say that. I'm glad I have my African lineage in me. Because I don't consider myself any of this. That's why I'm intelligent. Because depending on your race and the way your brain is sculpted and the blood going through your body, you're going to have a certain level of intelligence. And you can't say I'm lying because does everybody have the same level of intellect? No, they don't. So that right there tells you, especially when you see somebody who hasn't really been through as much shit, but yet they able to still develop knowledge. And I'm not talking about Gen, because most of Gen Z is fucking retarded. They don't know shit. Everything that they know is from the internet. They don't actually have any real life experience, or even people without life experience who have tapped in knowledge. Gen Z doesn't have that. But when you have that type of knowledge, it's because of your DNA, your skull structure, and what race you're in. And I don't want to be fucking racist. I don't. But when I see certain races, or not even certain races, certain people that look a certain way, they have a certain, what they will call phenotype, the way their head is sculpted, the way they talk, they're very retarded. Like every time when I I have white friends, and I have the white friends that I'm cool with, they don't act like regular white people per se. And they have more common sense and intellect. But when I see like most of white people and even black people, because it's not even just white people, because what I'm realizing is a lot of black people are niggers, and a lot of black people they're very dumb, and it's because of the way their shit is structured. They don't have no really true, like their DNA is all fucked up. When I deal with majority of them, they don't have no common sense. So when you talk to them, they're always quoting, they're like groupies. They always want to talk about what Young Thug or what Candace Owens or these fucking political people or what's going on in the news, or they try to be like they want to be accepted, like they're like groupies to like mainstream. And the reason that is because the way their brain is structured, their whole phenotype, the race that they're in, even like the tribe where, and the lineage that they were, like they would probably belong to a weak ass tribe. So all the experience that they have ingrained into their DNA is retarded, so they can't be smart. Why do you think we have people intelligent like me and other people, but yet we still have dumbass people? Like, the truth is easy. Once you, I'm gonna say the truth, getting in alignment with what's right, it's there. So if you can't decipher and recognize it, you're a fucking idiot. And it's not why are you a fucking idiot? Because you guys say, why? How is he a fucking idiot? The only thing is because of how your DNA is structured, your brain, your skull, the race you are. That's why you see a lot of like dumbass niggas out here. I don't even want to get into race, man, because I really don't, because I don't want to come off like that. But it's when I deal with certain races, not just white people, black people too, because I don't want you to think, oh, I'm just hating on white people. No, black people too. I see a pattern. And when you see that pattern, people say, oh, you're racist, or you're judgmental, or you can't judge a book by its cover. Bitch, if you don't want me to judge a book by its cover, bitch, change the cover accordingly. How you gonna write a book about cooking and have recipes in that bitch, but in the front cover is a romance novel, you stupid motherfucker? Like, make the cover according to what the fuck is in the book. So you can't judge a book by its cover, nigga. Stupid mother. I'm not gonna waste my time get to know you to realize that you're not a piece of shit. And in this day and time, you can't even do that. If the cover is showing piece of shit, that nigga's a piece of shit. Because everyone, they forced to deal with themselves. But when you see a pattern when it comes to certain races and how people act, even when you see a pattern within how females act, oh, you're a feminist, or no, you're a misogynist, you hate females, but yet you see patterns. And I'm not just saying for even women, like for example, like my sister, for example, how she talks about men sometimes, and like how I deal with her, it's we cool. But sometimes I remember she said something about I don't want to work here because there's a lot of men and I don't get along with a lot of men. And when she said that, it reminded me how I feel about women. So I feel like there's some type of pattern and program and something going on to get women. Okay, so when I see women like are feminists, in a way, I look at that the same way as a man that's misogynist. It's the same thing. How does a man have a right to be like, how do I have a right to be like, oh, these women ain't shit? But then when a woman says it, I'm like, oh, she's out of line. No, the same reason she feels that way about men is the same reason men feel that way about women. And I'm not saying all women are bad, because that's not the case, but it's you got to look at it as it's the same thing. It's just from a different lens. So when you see a pattern in life, it's like, and you recognize it, people get upset. They say you're misogynist. They say you're racist. But it's no, you're seeing a pattern. And I see patterns when it comes to races, genders, not all, not 100%, but I'll say about 90% of the time. I'll see a pattern. And this is what causes a lot of hatred and this negativity, is because people are not healing and doing the work, and they're acting upon their subconscious trauma. Because a lot of people have trauma that they don't deal with. So their trauma, it projects a certain way. So anytime I see a person and they look a certain way, and when I say look, this goes beyond race at this point, because when you see there's certain energies that I see in every race. There could be a black person, and in that black person, I see a certain energy, like he has a piece of shit energy. I like there's certain people like I see, I just want to get a fucking bat and slap them upside the head. They don't say nothing mean to me. They could be nice and say something nice, but the way they talk, the way they walk, I just want to just punch them in the face. But obviously I'm not going to do that. So that energy, I see that in every race and every gender. Like there's certain black people I see, and when I see them, I just fucking have a very anger and disdain. There's certain white people I say I have and like, this piece of shit, he little. And then usually I don't deal with those people. I don't talk to them. I keep it to a minimum when I'm dealing with these people. And one thing I realize is, even if they're nice to me, if I observe them long enough, they will always do something that pisses me off or it's like annoying. But then I'll see somebody else that I have a good energy with. And even if they do something that pisses me off, it's different. Like it's, you see what I'm saying? So it's a certain energy where I don't fuck. That's your spirit letting you know you don't fuck with that person. Every time you see somebody you just don't like, regardless of race or gender, I see it in every. It's a certain energy, and it can go. It can infiltrate any race or any gender, any age, and they act a certain way. It goes beyond race, age, gender. When I see that, I automatically know my spirit doesn't want me to fuck with them. Automatic. There was another individual that was on my page, on my channel. They did live streams, they donated. I felt that same energy, but at a low end. And I even had dreams of me and this individual arguing. And then come to find out, motherfuckers saying some passive aggressive shit. I just cut them off in the spiritual realm. I didn't say nothing negative to them. And it's just, I should have listened to myself. But the reason I did it then is because it was other things surrounding the circumstance and the context, which made me not really be like straight in it. And even then, I would never say nothing negative or really have any really hatred to the person. It's just I don't fuck with them and I cut them off spiritually. So it's just, and not even that it was even connected spiritually, because for me to even have certain realizations in the dream world, they were already been cut off spiritually. So it goes beyond that shit, because they already been cut off once I start. Because one thing about me, I'm a Pisces, so I dream and I'm very intuitive and tapped in on the positive side. Don't get me wrong, there are negatives to Pisces, just like any other sign. Pisces could actually be psychopathic and crazy, and I try not to let that get out of me. But like I said, we're in a new ship, and I'm not hiding shit. There was a time in place where I used to kind of like suppress and hide a lot of like feelings from myself. Like if I didn't like somebody, I'd be like, oh, I don't want to be a hater, so I'm not. No, like this. Don't get me wrong. Like there's a difference in being a hater and realizing a hater is acting upon what you don't like. Like if I say, oh, I don't like this person, I start going and talking shit and trying to sabotage. That's a hater. But if you just don't like somebody, that's not a fucking hater. That's not a hater. Like there's certain people I just don't fuck with. And I just don't fuck with you, and I don't like you. I don't have to have a reason for it. I don't like your fucking vibe. I don't like the way you talk. I don't like the way you move your hands. I don't like the way you walk. I don't like the way your eyes look, because I can see you have a lot of trauma pent up in you. So anytime you can see this, a motherfucker, like you ever see somebody when they smile, it's like it's a cricket smile. Like they'll be like, you'll see them on the picture, like, and it's like a cricket smile. Like it's because they have a lot of anger in them. They got a lot of negative energy. So even when they try to be happy, they can't fully be happy. So it plays out as a crooked smile or a sinister smile. This is what I have, the evil, the Dr. Evil laugh. Like Muha, like he's laughing because he's happy, but it sounds evil because he's really angry and corrupted inside. So it comes off like Muha, or when he smiles like a psychopath, they're not really happy, but they're happy because they probably killed somebody or they did something sick. But for them to even be in that mindset, they have to be miserable and angry. So when they smile, it comes off as like cricket. They're not like it's not like a genuinely happy person where they're like they smile and like they're really happy. You can see it in their whole facial expression. And that's another thing people say, oh, you're a hater. You're a hater. A hater is somebody who acts upon what they're doing. Most people in society, 99% of the society, they're too much of a pussy to be a hater. And don't get me wrong, it's good to be a pussy when it comes to that, because you don't want to go out and hurt people for no reason. But to be honest, the fact of the matter is they're too much of a pussy to be a real actual hater, because ain't nobody gonna go out and do something. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, ain't nobody gonna go out and fucking go and sabotage somebody because they hate. Like that's what I call a hate. Like me, that's what I used to do back in the day, is sabotage and do crazy shit just because I didn't like. Even when I was like in preschool, I got kicked out of my first preschool, Kids Academy. I got kicked out because I was just bullying other kids and talking shit, and I was throwing chairs. And even once I was a bully all the kids, it was just this one female and this one dude I would just talk hella shit to. I was cool with a lot of people that I just didn't like them. And even to this day, like, why don't I like them? But I realized it was because a lot of shit I haven't dealt with. So it will come out as a lot of anger and hatred. And I have Pisces in the 7th house. So it could come off as me being like, when it comes to like relationships and stuff, I end up very hating you, or I end up loving you or really fucking with you, or I end up having the worst relationship. All the relationships I had with bitches, it was either the worst relationship ever, or it was like the best where everything was perfect. That's why I don't believe in like, oh, people have arguments and fights, and that's not with me. Like Pisces in the 7th house, you can only attract two things: the dream, because your dream life relationship or your worst nightmare, because Pisces rules dream, 7th house rules individual. So when I'm dealing with people, it's either I fucking despise you, I hate you, or I fuck with you. So that's where it comes when it comes with me. So I always had that issue. I don't have it right now, because I'm actually like, the way I channel my anger and shit is like, I don't even have anger like that. Any anger I have is what we all have, because as a human being you have to have fucking anger. If you don't have anger, then you're not a human being. Like, even you sabotaging yourself, not doing what your soul wants to do, that's having anger, but you're directing it towards yourself, because you're not like, a lot of people don't love themselves. Everyone's like, oh, you're a hater, but you a fat ass Dunkin' Donut eating piece of shit. You hate your fucking blood pressure test. You like seeing them motherfuckers really, really high. You like seeing Dr. Jekyll every fucking day, you fat sloppy ass bitch. You don't fucking love, you don't hate the shit you consume every day, you fat ass bitch. You talk about hater. You hate yourself. The fuck? Like, a lot of people hate themselves. They hate they don't even have the situation they want. They're depressed. They're miserable. They complain about problems. Like there's an actual problem in life. The only problem is your problem. Even if there's a problem, you could still be happy. Whatever problem you're complaining about, there's somebody who has to go through that same issue you do, because we're all in this world together, but they're enjoying their experience in life. You're not. So you complain about Donald Trump. Bitch, at the end of the day, he's the president of a stupid ass country for the time being. There's people out here living their life, and they gotta be in the same reality with his ass too. But why they enjoy their life, you're not. So obviously it's beyond that. Not to say that they don't have any issues, but people like to sit there and like project their own shit. Oh, this person's a hater, this person's this, and then like all the while they're just doing this so they can virtue signal. They just want to fucking suck somebody's fucking dick and try to make them look like somebody that they're not. Like, that's how a lot of niggers are. They like to virtue signal and kiss ass, because a person who likes to do that a lot, when they don't do that, they're scared to feel the pain that's gonna actually make them do the work to heal themselves. So they have to lie to themselves a bit. The world is good. People are good. It's just because of this. And like, shut the fuck up, nigga. At the end of the day, don't get me wrong, the world is good, but I still recognize people are pieces of shit. I still recognize certain things happen. Like you see what I'm saying? Like, things need to like happen, and shit happens. And I don't like this person, and if he comes too close to me, I'm gonna like give them. I'm not gonna do anything physical, because I'm not trying to go to jail, but I'm gonna give them the energy like to get the fuck away from me, and they'll know it in the spiritual realm. And they may play out as by the time they come close to me, they may trip over their shoe or some shit, but maybe fucking they have a certain thought of something that happened to them 10 years ago, right when they start talking to me, because I got them in the spiritual room, so they can't fuck with me. So you come around me, you're gonna feel some type of way if I don't fuck with you. You may have a thought you forgot about, you start thinking about, you trip over your shoe, you end up losing $1, going to McDonald's, paying for the change, and slips out of your pocket. Something's gonna happen to you, because get the fuck away from me. I don't like you. I'm gonna cut you off in the spiritual realm, and it's gonna affect you, and something will play. I've seen it happen too. I told this stupid ass nigga, like, I was arguing with this nigga. This was a couple years ago. Probably like, he was a homeless bum. I was like, nigga, I was just fucking with this. I was like, nigga, I know witchcraft. Nigga, watch, tomorrow your hair's gonna fall. There was this homeless bitch. She was acting like she was all tweaking out. I'm like, bitch, tomorrow. I don't even think she was tweaking out, but she was like, cause she seemed coherent. But I was like, bitch, tomorrow your hair's gonna fall out, bitch. I know witchcraft. And she's like, you can't do no witchcraft. And I'm like, I can't do witchcraft. And then she's like, you can't do shit. Yeah, that shit is fake. And then moments later, she starts touching her hair and shit. And I'm like, I got you. I didn't say that. I got you to start feeling your hair. Like, while she arguing, like, she's off. So that means it was working. Because why she wouldn't, and she was like feeling it, like, is it gonna fall out? She's like, you can't do that shit. You can't. Like, why are you feeling your hair then, bitch? Obviously, it's working. So, like, that's what I'm saying. In the spiritual realm, I did some shit, and it got her scratching her hair. So now her energy was directed to that. So obviously, I got the shit to work. And bitch, stupid ass bitch. Shit's fucking hilarious. That's how you get these motherfuckers. These stupid ass motherfuckers, man. But never be afraid to be yourself. Never be afraid to be yourself. Because anybody telling you, anybody that wants to make you feel like you're some type of way, look at these people's life. Because if you're in a position like if you're a person who's a hater, and I'm not saying it's good to be a hater. Because first of all, nobody's a hater. A hater is somebody who acts upon what they're doing. Nobody has the balls to even do that because there's no one trying to go to jail. Ain't nobody trying to get in a fight and hurt or be in a position. Because I'm not saying I can beat anybody up, but at the same time, I can kill anybody. So I don't want to be in a situation where I end up getting a gun and having to kill somebody. You see what I'm saying? So you don't want to be in that because you can't beat everybody up, but you can kill everyone. Or when I say kill, I'm not saying kill everyone at once, but anyone who fucks with you. Like I can't beat anybody up who tries to fight me, but I can kill everyone who tries to fight me. And I don't want to be put in a position where I end up having to kill a motherfucker for him not to fight because they may be bigger than me. The fuck? Like, so it's like, it's common fucking sense. So shit, I forgot where I was going with this. It probably wasn't important. Spirits probably tell me it's not important. But who gives a shit? But yeah, it doesn't matter, nigga. Fuck it. Fuck everyone. Do you. Like you have a lot of motherfuckers on here. At first I wasn't gonna make YouTube videos no more. I was gonna quit this channel, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna change my tone. I ain't changing shit. I like talking videos. I like making videos. I'm back to where I was. I'm gonna keep making the videos the way I make my videos because the truth needs to be heard. And then you have motherfuckers who think they spiritual. Oh, you're not speaking no truth. You're not taking a gift. They're not speaking no truth. Get the fuck you watching my channel for, bitch? Get the fuck on. Why aren't you watching Blue's Clues and Paw Patrol on Nick Jr.? Because it has nothing to offer you. But why the fuck do people got to go on? Oh, people ain't watching shit. And like, shut the fuck up and get the fuck off the channel then if you don't like what the fuck I'm saying. Like, you got dumbass people who just weird like that. Like, who the fuck said out YouTube or me making a video was all about me having to teach something? Like, who the fuck even said I was a teacher? I've never got paid a dime for teaching. The fuck? Like, it's weird. It's hella fucking weird. Like, motherfuckers create some type of perception of how it's not, because you have people who watch social media, right? And watch, and then they'll say, oh, people are programmed because of social media. People are programmed because of what they watch on YouTube, and it's all fake. But then the whole concept of YouTube existing and why you think people should or shouldn't make videos, bitch, you're programmed by that. So you could say somebody, oh, he's talking about Anunnaki. I don't believe in that. So everything on YouTube is bullshit, which is right. It's bullshit. But why do you feel like he shouldn't be talking about Anunnaki? They can talk about what the fuck they want to talk about. I'm just going to make fun of it and call it a stupid Anunnaki nigger. I can make fun, so it doesn't matter. But why do you feel they need to be talking about something? Like, obviously you're self-projecting. Whatever you feel like they need to be doing, why don't you go and do that? Otherwise, you wouldn't be around that individual. Anybody who's complaining about what the fuck you're doing, obviously they're on your frequency, or they're either on your frequency or they're in a frequency that's very lower than yours. Like, because somebody who's really not for that, they're going to be in their own world doing their own shit. Like, it's weird. That's why, like, I look at shit, it just, like, that's why I'm like, you can't be on, because the people I see the most that are like, when I talk to, like, there's this one female, I don't want to name her name, but I talked to her on Instagram. She's like a breatharian. She's from Ethiopia. Breatharian. She does Qigong, and she does fasting. She went like months without eating. When I see the energy, like, even though she be kind of like not really speaking truthful shit, she be kind of quoting like that whole Buddhism shit. Like, the actions that they take, like, they're not deep spiritually, but when I see their life and what they accomplish and what they doing and the impact they have, and even when I watch some of their videos in terms of like breatharianism, like, I be like learning a little bit. Like, okay, she's been doing this shit for a minute, and then I will learn certain shit, and then I'm getting more info and help from these people who think they spiritually deep. Because all these people that talk all this stupid, dumbass, deep spiritual shit, they don't really know a goddamn fucking thing. They just talking out their fucking ass, and even the shit they do know, which you could say could be true, it's not like you're like, how the fuck? It's like, how can you even apply it? Like, if you're in alignment with self, you're gonna be looking at yourself like, why would I go and apply this when I can just be myself, and everything they say do, I'm already doing because it's naturally coming. So you're working smarter, not harder. Remember I told you guys don't work hard? You got these dumbass things about, oh, astrology and the moon is in this sign, so I gotta start talking to people because the sun is in Libra, so I gotta start talking to people and I gotta start doing this and that. But if you're in alignment, doing with yourself, being yourself, then things are naturally gonna come to you in alignment with the spiritual planets. And if you don't believe me, why the fuck does every dumbass astrologer talk about, oh, you don't want to do something negative because you're going to attract a full moon situation? That means you were just doing whatever you want. And when you do whatever you want, you attract a full moon situation. So, but if you're being yourself, why don't you attract a happy good moon situation? Stupid fuck. So it should work both ways. So you can't say what I'm saying is wrong, because these spiritual astrologers will say, the reason this happened to you is because you were fucking off and you weren't doing shit. So you were just living life off the wind. So that's why something negative happened. So if you're being yourself, doing what you're supposed to do naturally, wouldn't good things come up naturally? So when the sun comes to Libra, maybe situations and partnerships and business relationships and shit come up, what helps you get to the next level if you're trying to even go down that route of making money and having business, if that's what the fuck you want to do. If you're in alignment with self before and did the work throughout Virgo season, being yourself, but Libra comes, you meet people that can help you work on what you're working on, versus, oh, it's Libra season, let me start talking to people. This is why you see these stupid ass niggas, they still working the same dumbass stupid job, they don't do shit, and they just regular people, and that's it. It's like, it's fucking crazy. Shout out to Third View. Shout out to my nigga Third View. What's up with it? Yeah, that's why I tell you guys, like, because the astrology is not what the fuck is the alignment. The alignment is always going to be there. There's good problems, there's bad problems. A full moon, I can have a good problem, I can have a bad problem. Bad problem. What's a bad problem? What's a good problem? Well, let's say bad problem first. What's a bad problem? Oh, a full moon scenario. You end up dropping the case of milk. Let's just keep it. I don't want to speak negativity. I don't want to say something negative like death, or we don't want to speak nothing negative. Let's just say I dropped some milk. That's a bad problem. But let's just say the good problem. I got a stack of money. I got a stack of $1 million, or let's just say money for this case in point right here. Let's just say I have a stack of money. I end up dropping the money and I end up losing $1,000 out of my million. That could be a full moon scenario. So you got $1 million you're carrying, you dropped it and you lost $1,000. That's a good problem. Even though you lost 1,000, you still got a lot of money left. Versus you dropped some fucking milk because your broke ass went to fucking Dollar Tree or got some Great Value brand milk and you dropped it, and now you stressing because that was the cheapest milk there and that's all you could afford and you don't have no more money. That's why you got Great Value, because you're a cheap piece of shit. That's a bad problem, right? So good problem, bad problem. The astrology is still going to play as a full moon scenario, regardless. There's going to be times that are good, times that are bad. And even then, if you're actually doing the work spiritually, inwardly, even when you do drop the milk, you can perceive it as not a problem. You could have a problem and it not be a problem. Why do you think you see some people, like, they go through situations and they kill themselves, whereas some people, they go through situations and they don't kill themselves? It's because one person had a stronger outlook, a stronger mind to not let it affect them. So they still have the same problem, but they just perceived it differently. So there's good problems and there's bad problems. Not just, that's why when you hear people say, oh, life is never going to be good, or life is ups and downs and nothing is always good. Obviously, but you can experience hard times. You can experience 5% of negativity compared to somebody who experiences the full spectrum of that negativity. So if something happens to you, you can only experience 5% of it, but you still realize it. Just like when you're drunk and you're intoxicated off alcohol, you can something negative can happen to you. You lose your key. But when you're drunk or you're high off substances, you don't give a fuck. You only care when you're sober. But when you're high, you don't care. But when you're naturally in tune with self and you have self-awareness, you really don't give a fuck, because you know you got that focal point where you know what's going on, you know what's coming for you, you know what's already been, what you overcame. So you don't give a fuck. And that's what you guys need to get into. Once you experience that, then you realize all the problems you thought was a problem isn't even a fucking problem. And if you do have a problem and you're feeling some type of way about it, I'm looking at it like, obviously there's something, I'm doing something wrong in terms of emotional work that I haven't done for me to be this stressed out over it. If you got stressed out of you not having money, and don't get me wrong, sometimes stress is a good thing because it motivates you to do it. But you have a lot of people out here, a lot of these black pills, these Gen Z faggots, they're stressed out, but it's doing them more harm than any good. So this is why I'm saying, like, I'm not saying stress doesn't help, but at the same time, like, why do you even need stress for it to help? Like, shouldn't it be common sense? This is bad for me. I'm not going to do it. If you need to have a stressful situation to get you to keep doing something, you're a fucking idiot. How about the simple fact that if I do this, if I put my hand in fire, it's going to burn? Why the fuck do you need to burn your hand and have a mark in your fucking hand just for you not to, stupid motherfucker? He's like, doing well, just loving his truth. I'm doing good. I'm doing very good. I'm doing very good. I'm on a fast right now. I'm on what day am I on? I think I'm going on day 4. Day 3, day 4. I'll say day 4. Every time I hit midnight, I automatically count that as the next day. So if I end up starting my fast at 6 in the afternoon, once I hit midnight, then that's the next day. I don't wait a whole 24. I just count that as the day. Yeah, it's all about self-knowledge. Yeah, the world's gonna be whatever. The world's actually switching up right now. Like a lot of shit is coming to an end in this world. A lot of program systems. This is why they have to ramp up the fucking distractions. Like everything on the news is nothing but a fucking distraction. A bunch of stupid dumbass shit that they just put on the fucking news. Like retardation. It's like they're going very hard these last few fucking months and weeks with the news and the bullshit narratives. Like just nothing but just retardation. Just dumb, useless, pointless garbage that serves no purpose, that's not important. Everything on the news that they show you is not important. I don't give a fuck what it is. It's not important. It's pointless. Like, why the fuck do I need to know this? Like, especially like, let's just say a crime happens and it's on the news and they're telling me. The only reason the news should be telling me about a crime that happened is if they're trying to catch the suspect and they need to put everybody on alert to be safe and to be able to identify the suspect. If that isn't the case and the crime has been committed and the suspect has been caught, nobody should know about it but the family, the fucking investigator working the case, and the lawyer, the judges, and anyone, the family and the victims. That should be the only one. Anybody else, what the fuck are you doing? I don't give a fuck about this crime happening. It doesn't concern me. It's not important to me, you stupid fuck. If you caught the criminal and the crime has been committed, case closed. He's in jail. Work on the case. Let the fucking victim's family and the suspect's family fight their case in peace without the whole fucking world knowing. So obviously it's retardation. It's dumb shit. Like, why the fuck do I know? I don't care. Like, it's not even important. Like nothing is important that they show you. Like, even when you watch shit, like people talk about, oh, the government's doing this, the government's doing that. Only thing you can really talk about the government doing is the government failing. And the only reason you know the government's failing is because the way the world is. But anything else, people say, oh, Trump's gonna do this, Trump's gonna do, bitch, you don't know what the fuck the government's gonna do unless you watch the news. So in order to know what Trump's gonna do, you have to watch what Trump is doing, dumbass. So you're saying, oh, Trump's gonna do this. Republican Party is gonna do this. So who told you that? The Republican Party and Trump told you, dumb fuck. They could be lying to you. And even if they weren't, bitch, they told you so. Obviously, they don't give a fuck because they told you, dumb fuck. People are so dumb. Like they fucking quote the news like there's some type of commentator talking about the news like they somebody special. Like, bitch, you ain't shit. You a fucking goddamn employer or employee. Go get your fucking name tag and don't be late. And stock them fucking shelves. So when I come down there and I fucking steal some shit, it'll be the shit that I want will be there. So you better stock them fucking shelves for me. So when I go and steal some shit, nigga, I get what the fuck I want. I hate going to a store, I'm about to take some shit, and the motherfucking shit ain't on the shelf because some lazy bum ass Gen Z can't even get their lazy funky ass and stock the shelves like a fucking good employee. Be a good employee and stock them fucking shelves. So when I take that shit, I'll have enough product. Bitch ass, stupid ass nigga. Stop talking about politics. You know nothing about it. You know how to fucking stock the Nabisco treats next to the motherfucking orange juice and the Simply Lemonade. That's what you know how to do. Do that correctly, you stupid fucking employee. I'll have talking about politics. You know nothing about politics, you stupid fuck. Bah! Fucking dumbass, fucking retarded. That's all you hear is just a bunch of nonsense and retardation. had a family member try to talk about what the fuck is going on the news. I'm like, don't tell me that shit. I don't give a fuck what the fuck is going on. Like, get the fuck out of my face with that shit. I have to like shut that shit down. Like, stop telling me about shit that's not important. Like, are we gonna go make some money? Are we about to go create something? Are you about to do something? Are you gonna give me a handout? Are you gonna give me something free? If not, get the fuck out of here. Don't tell me about something that's not important to me. Like, that shit gets so annoying. Because they need people distracted, and they need people fucking retarded. I think it's beyond distracted. People are already distracted. Anybody watching social media, 99% of people on social media are distracted. I don't even think it's about distractions anymore, because you don't even need a lot of these programs to distract you. All you got to do is open your smartphone and scroll your feed, and that's a distraction. There doesn't even need to be any news narratives or just fucking a cat playing a goddamn piano. Like, there's people who watch that shit all day, who comment and watch that shit all day. Like, that's a distraction. Like, you got dumbass people that watch dumb shit like that. So it's like, it's about keeping people retarded. That's what it is. It's, at this point, because you can't really distract. Everyone's already distracted. Most people in society are defeated. And don't think me saying this means the government is somehow is somehow prospering and they're not going to collapse. No, when I say the society is defeated, don't get me wrong. The government, this means the government is defeated even more, because the people is like a projection of the government. So you see people getting more lost, more distractions, more chaos mentally, emotionally. That means the government, they're experiencing that shit too. So it's the same fucking shit. So when I say this, don't make it look like, oh, the government's winning, or they're winning, they're distracting you. No, that's not what. The fact that they need to distract people means they're fucking losing. All their shit sucks. Everything sucks. The food sucks. The media sucks. People suck. The service at all of these establishments suck. Their shit is fucking failing. Their money even sucks. They don't even have time to even enjoy life and spend the money like they used to, like 10, 15, 20 years ago. Because the shift and everything's speeding up and shit. So like, they can't even enjoy their fucking they can't even enjoy like the fruits of their labor. I wouldn't call it labor, because they haven't done no labor, but all the money they stole from the taxpayers, they can't even really enjoy it the same way like they did at one point. Like, their whole shit is fucking collapsing and failing, and they're about to get the fuck up out of here, and they're not going to be here no more. I cannot wait to this shit. Like, fuck the government. They're the reasons. Every crime, every pedophilia act, every murder, every slaughter, every negative thing, every theft, every negative fucking thing you can goddamn motherfucking think of this goddamn world is because of the government. Fuck Democrat, fuck Republican. They're the same thing. I'm not no Democrat, I'm not no Republican. I hate both of those parties. Fuck that stupid bitch, that nigger Kamala Harris, and fuck that stupid ass orange turd. I don't even want to say his fucking name. Fuck both of them. Fuck both of them. They're both equally. They're part of a crime syndicate. Like, when is it cool to celebrate criminals? Like, everybody wants to talk about a criminal, but the United States government is the highest level crime syndicate family. It's a fucking criminal organization. They're above it. It's them. Then you got the mafia. And then you got the cartel. The U.S. is above they created the mafia and cartel. They created the circumstances for a mafia and a cartel to exist. The only reason a cartel exists is to fight the government. They wouldn't even need to create the cartel if it wasn't for the government. So you can't say, oh, a cartel is a bad person. If if you look at the reason the cartel is there is to be rebellious against the government. The government can't mind their fucking business and is in their fucking is fucking with their people and they land and how they make money. That's the reason cartels exist. So they get brutal and violent, because in order to even have a structure that's prosperous with underneath this government, you need to be very, very violent. So it's like, I was just looking at these bitches and they were looking at me. They're like, who's this nigga yelling in this car? But that's the reason. Like, they create all criminal organizations. Yeah, I'm probably gonna end this live stream. I'm at 7%. I'm at 7%. I might have to go. I'm gonna go out today and do some shit. I gotta go. Yeah, I gotta go tape up these packages. Damn, I have a lot of packages I gotta deliver too. I don't gotta deliver them, but I gotta drop them off. But I gotta package them and shit. But it's like, it's crazy, man. Like, I just have to just make this video. I have to make this motherfucking video. Yeah. I know this. Well, I'm not gonna get into that. That's another thing. I don't need to be saying certain shit I don't need to say on here. Because sometimes I got a Mercury in Aries, so sometimes I can just start rambling and I be talking fast. I think fast and I talk fast and I be rambling. And then something I'll say something and I don't mean to say it, but you can't take back words. Like sometimes, like, I be talking to people and I may say the wrong thing and it may be disrespectful. But like with that Mercury in Aries, maybe sometimes I may not fucking fully think what I gotta say through. So that's something I gotta really work on. U.S. government create a cartel, everything they have done, and they're fanatic and control. Exactly. The only reason any type of criminal organization, a thief, a rapist, a murderer, a robber, a fucking just anybody, it's because of the government. They create a situation, and this is the reason why people do that. And I'm not saying people shouldn't get in trouble. Like, if you kill somebody, if you rape somebody, if you do something, if you steal or sell drugs, and and you're stealing from a corporation, then that's not a crime. Like, if you're stealing from somebody's house, if you're stealing from somebody who works hard somewhere, then that's different. But if you're stealing from Walmart, stealing from a bank, stealing from a multi-billion-dollar corporation, depending on if the person's a Mason or not a Mason, if they're a multi-millionaire and you're stealing from them, there's nothing wrong with that. But everything else, it's a problem. It's because of the government. That's the reason why they even stealing from a corporation. Like, the reason for that is because why would they create in order for a corporation to exist like Walmart, they have to at least come to America, which they have no business being. They should not be here, and it's not racist. Native Americans was here. Everybody, even white people, can agree. Native Americans was here. So how the fuck are the Native Americans not running shit? Obviously, they have to kill them and take over. So they have no business being here. It came over slaughter. So in order for Walmart to exist, people have to come over here, kill Native Americans, and then take their resources from their land and then open up a Walmart. Like, it's common fucking sense. But they get upset when you steal from Walmart. But yet, that's what their whole system was created off theft. This is why Walmart loses hundreds of thousands of dollars per day to theft. Corporations as a whole lose millions of dollars per day to theft. Not to say they don't make a lot of money, they do, but you're a stupid fuck if you think you can be a corporation and not have any type of fraud or theft or anything negative happen to your company. You're operating on a land you should not be in, you piece of shit. Get the fuck up out of here if you don't like it. You should be lucky Walmart is even able to do business and you niggas to make billions of dollars a year. Be happy because of that. But they're so ungrateful. Oh, he stole a candy bar. Oh, we lost $100 million this year to shut the fuck. What the fuck is $100 million to you niggas? Shut the fuck up, nigga. You niggas make billions. And even if you weren't making billions, you're making millions, bitch, that's still millions. Bitch, and even if you weren't making that, bitch, you still can have a fucking house that's fucking living. Everything you sell, you see in Walmart, bitch, that's the shit most people need. Clothes, food, equipment, electricity, gas equipment, camping gear. That's all the shit you need to survive. Bitch, you don't even need the money. You could just go and take the shit you stole from the land and live off that without the money, and you be straight. Get the fuck out of here. Complaining about some little measly $100 million and shit you niggas lost. Fuck this. I was like, this system is fucking retarded. This system is fucking retarded. And then they try to say, well, you're lazy if you don't want to work a 9 to 5. You're lazy. Nigga, shut the fuck up, nigga. If I'm lazy because I don't want to work a 9 to 5, nigga, then give me a motherfucking Tempur-Pedic and lay my ass in bed because I'm a lazy motherfucker, man. Stupid fuck. Talk about you're lazy because you don't want to work. That never been an insecurity of mine. Like motherfuckers try to say that like I'm supposed to make me feel some type of way to go out. And nigga, shut the fuck up, nigga. Many times they make me laugh. Like you can't like when people be talking to me, they be self-projecting what they feel and what they think other people feel. I'm like, nigga, there's nothing you can say to make me feel offended. Like even you see some of these white people that be like, oh, you nigger. I'm like, dude, like I'm in a position than you. I'm more happy than you. I got more money than you. I've had more better experiences than you. You're a white person and you're not even successful. You don't even have family that has money, and you're white. Your family is still living regular blue collar life. You can't. You do nothing you can say, bitch. You're fucking retarded. Talk about black people steal. White people have land and businesses and are billionaires. Why don't you live to that stereotype? At least if black people steal and you see I stole, at least I live to my stereotype. Why don't you as a white person live to your stereotype? Go be a billionaire. Go have land. Go have rich family. Go to an Ivy League school like white people do, right? Fucking dumbass people. But we all know that's retarded. Not all black people steal. Not all white people are rich. A common sense person would know that. But since they want to play that game, that's what I play it back to them. Just play their game back. Not to say every white person needs to be a billionaire or have money. Obviously, common sense tells you life is life. Things happen. Just like not all black people steal, you fucking idiot. And I don't steal because I'm black. I steal because I want free shit. Two different things, you stupid motherfucker. You're black because you steal. Like all like fucking black, like white people don't steal fucking taxpayer dollars. Like white people don't fucking steal whole countries and territories from native indigenous people and kill them, steal lives. They don't steal the fucking virginity of fucking females and rape them and shit. Get the fuck out of here. Talk about theft. The fuck is taxation? Somebody's like, well, taxes pay for the roads. Bitch, the roads pay for themselves, you idiot. How the fuck would somebody be able to get their ass to work or even learn how to do work if it wasn't for schools and roads? So you go to school and you have a road so you can drive to your work, drive to school to learn how to work and to go to work to make money. So the road and the school pays for itself, dumbass. Taxes don't pay for the road and school, idiot. The road and the school pay for itself. If there was no roads and there was no school, then the corporations wouldn't make money because you wouldn't have a way to learn about the bullshit that you're trying to learn and work at your job, and you wouldn't have a way to drive down there. So the road and the school pays for itself. So don't bring the road, the taxes pay for the roads. No, the taxes pay for fucking the government to go on to pay for the expensive country club and yacht membership. That's where it goes to. And to child porn and pedophilia and faggot shit. That's where that shit goes to. And harassing innocent people on fucking the internet, and that's where your money goes to, you stupid fuck. Get it right. That's where taxes go to. And I don't like paying. Well, who want to pay it? And I think, so, oh no, it doesn't. Why would they tell you that? Why would a fucking priest tell you he fucking jacks off the child porn? Fucking idiot. Like, why would he tell you that? Because you won't pay for it. He won't be able to be a priest because that fucking church wouldn't have been built. The reason that church is built is because taxpayer dollars pay for that church, so it paid for that whole synagogue or that church where he can fucking fuck these boys in a booty hole and shit. That's where it paid for. Like you're paying for him to fuck these kids comfortably in his gold-plated fucking in his gold-plated fucking synagogue. Shit's crazy. You're not lazy. You just refuse to be. Exactly. Yeah, I refuse to be. It's not even being a slave or not, because we're all, even if you're not working, you're still a slave. Like a homeless person, they're a slave in a way. Because anytime the state gets, like they'll say, oh, you're homeless. You're not supplying money for the state. That's bullshit, because when I was living in California, they gave $20 million to the government. I think it was to the city or to the government. It was like $20 million or $20 billion, and it was supposed to go to homelessness. Not one thing was built for the homeless. So the more homeless people there is, the more money that they can get, the state can get from the federal government. And they said, we have 100,000 homeless people. So they get 100,000, they get money to supply those homeless people to build houses. But what they do is be like, we got a lot of homeless people, and then they'll get a lot of money, but then they don't buy nothing for the homeless people, or they don't spend nothing for it, and then they pocket the money. So everyone's a slave, even if you're homeless, because the more homeless people a state has, the more money that they can get from the federal government. That's why California had like $20 billion or 20 million. It was a huge amount of money, and nothing. And matter of fact, after this was back in 2020. I think it was like $20 million. I think it was the city that I was staying in of the state. They got like $20 million, and literally after they got, every time the government gets money to fix a problem, the problem gets worse. So before the news made an article saying that the government got 20 million or 20 billion, the homeless situation was actually better. There was more resources. There was more things there. But once they said the government got $20 million to fix homeless, literally 6 months to a year later, and I peeped this, a year later, 6 months, everything was declining. The services were worse. It just wasn't the same no more. I seen it, and there was more homeless people, more people saying there wasn't it was just worse. And even like the shelter that was there, they renovated it and they changed it to be like a fucking they spent money on prison gate, so like a prison gate. So like they locked it up at night and then they opened it in the daytime, and like they that's the only thing they spent money on. And they fired all the fucking employees there, and they hired like correctional officer type of employees. So it was like a prison, but the services was worse. Like everything there was worse. So every time they get money, they actually make it worse, because if they make it better, that's less money that they get to pocket. So they probably pocketed, like, if it was 20 billion, they probably pocketed like $19.9 billion, or not even that. They probably pocketed everything but like $100,000, because it doesn't take that much money to fucking house people. It really doesn't even take that much money. Just change a lot of the fucking stupid ass laws and taxes and rules, and give people common sense. You wouldn't even need a quarter of that money, really, if you really like. So it has not. Everyone's a slave, really. Even if you're homeless, you're still a slave. You're still a slave, like you because this system is about leeching and draining energy. That's how they're able to stay in power. They can't stay in power if they don't drain and leech your energy. They talk about, oh, people, well, you get EBT, and EBT, come on, shut the fuck up, dude. EBT is nothing. What the fuck is EBT? People talk so much shit about EBT, like EBT is like a goddamn retirement check. Like you getting like some type of retirement pension. Like you getting 5,000. Like, bitch, do you know EBT is like a few hundred a month? And that's for like most people. Some people get less than that. Like some people don't even get $100 a month. Like shut the fuck up with that EBT. Shut the fuck is two. Even if it was $1,000 a month, the average fat ass American eats all that in a week's worth of groceries. So like you can miss me with that. Oh, and they're on EBT. EBT ain't shit. The fuck is EBT? They talk like EBTs like people are literally fighting to be on it. Like 99% of people on EBT don't even want to be on it. You fucking idiot. They can't even afford shit. You can't even, like, even if you sell it for money, you probably get like a little bit over $100. You can't get shit. The fuck is EBT? Like people talk about EBT as some type of luxurious thing. Like, oh, they take EBT and it's my tax dollars. And it's my bitch. If you complain that much about your tax dollars, nigga, and EBT, maybe quit your job and get on EBT then. You got dumbass niggas talking about, oh, they eat better than me. I work a 9 to 5 and I don't even eat that much. They fill up their cart and groceries with all this stuff and I don't. Like, shut the fuck up, nigga. If that's the case, then quit your job and go get on EBT then. And first of all, how the fuck are you working a 9 to 5? You should be more angry at the system than a person on EBT. If you're working 2 jobs and you still can't even afford to eat what you want. If a person on EBT is eating better than you and you're working 80 hours a week, you should just either kill yourself or fucking you need to take that shit up with the government. You need to take that shit up with them. That's their problem. How you working 80 hours a week and you can't eat what you want, and you looking at a person on EBT as they eating better than you? That's sad. That's something wrong with the system. Like that's why I hear a lot of people, oh, I work these hours and I can't afford this. And like then third, like why the fuck are you so bitter? You want people to be miserable like you? Like I say, most 9 to 5 they make people bitter and miserable. That's why I say never ever live with somebody and they working a 9 to 5 and you ain't. Because the reason they're gonna want you to get a job is not because they want you to contribute. You could say that's the reason, but it really isn't. Because even if you do, they'll still find a reason why they're not making enough money. The reason why is because they're miserable, they're bitter, and when they're working and slaving at that shitty job and they come home tired, and they come home and they see you relaxing and chilling, playing a game, it gets them upset, which I can understand. But this is why you never like. That's why like I had to like, get the fuck out of a few relatives' house, and I was actually glad I did it, which is kind of funny. Because like when I moved, I think it was like I'm not saying everybody should do this. I think it just means because when I was homeless on the street, I feel like a lot more shit happened to me. Like the way I was like the hustle, the way I was making money and shit, and people I met, like the spirit, I could tell the spirit was putting people in certain things in my life, even like bitches, like fine ass bitches and shit. It's weird. It's like even like because a lot of people say, "Oh, I don't have no money, I can't get no female." When you're homeless on the street, there's like a lot of fine, attractive females who don't got shit. And if you have like a car or something, and you got something going, like I had a business and I had my car going on when I was homeless. So when I had that, there was females and like they didn't have shit, and I was able to fuck them and then help them. They can help me, and dude, you see what I'm saying? Like it's people are just stupid. They don't really think really. Like every level of life you're on, there's always going to be something there for you to work with. If you think in a defeatist way, you're gonna be met with defeat. But if you look at the opportunities, the universe always gives you ways to make it out of your situation, to do what you got to do. People look at life like it's something that just happens every day. They don't look at it like it's something that's working for you. Because they're so like, oh, the system is against me. The system, nigga, fuck the system. The system, it doesn't matter if the system is against you. Life is for you. Life is more powerful and more potent than the system. So the system could be against you, but life is built to make you win. You just got to make sacrifices. You got to just be able to see the clues and go what you got to do. But life is meant to make you win. All these dumbass niggas like, oh, the system is this nigga. Fuck the system. The fuck does the system have to do with anything? The people who create the system, nigga, these niggas got problems and issues that they got to deal with every day. They're human beings like you. They're not worried about. You think there's somebody in the system? Oh, every day they wake up, the only thing they're doing is let's make the world a problem. Don't get me wrong, they are, but you got to look at it. They have their own problems too. They have their own issues too. Like even when I go into like a lot of like, I remember I went to like this it was a store I went into right a few years ago, and I me and my friend, we stole some shit from the store, and we took it. The lady, we thought the lady was gonna see us. The lady, we just walked out with it. And the lady didn't see us, and she didn't say shit. And then I went in there the next day, and when I was talking to the lady, she was like, "Oh, I've been depressed this whole week, and this happened," and she was just saying a bunch of negative things that happened, and she was so depressed. And I'm like, people are going through their own shit. It made me realize people are going through their own shit that they don't even worry about what the fuck you're doing. The people talk about, oh, the government, the government, they going through hell. They don't get me wrong, they have their shit set up, but they're going through their own hell. So they're going through their own problems. Don't think that they're just sitting up there all laughing and giddy and everything's good and you suffering. Nigga, these niggas is going through it too. A lot of them die. They're not going to tell you. They're not going to put on the news that, oh, this high-end political figure died. They're not going to show you that because they want you to think. They want you to have a certain image of how the government is. This is why every time you watch Donald Trump talk, Elon Musk or any of these people in these politics, they all look a certain way. They don't say much. Like, every time they open a fucking babbling mouth, nothing important comes out, and they say very few words. And everything they say is nothing because there's nothing for them to say. It's a script. So they have to give you an image. The whole concept is giving you an image that this is how it is so you can believe. But when the cameras and they're behind closed doors, Donald Trump, Elon Musk, they're on social media, scrolling, looking at people. They got technology that they use to like spy on people and go on people's Facebook and look at their shit. They be probably jacking off to like fucking child porn and to a bunch of women. They probably go into their fucking accounts and shit and look at their private pictures and jack off and spy on people's house. They do crazy shit. And they're also that's what every politician is on social media all day, every day. They're perverts and they look up crazy, sick, sadistic shit. They watch gore porn and child porn. And that's what they do. You think these governments are like out here doing business and handling business? What the fuck do they handle, nigga? The only thing that they can handle is to keep you enslaved and to keep the system. This is why they have to make inflation and make high property tax to keep you distracted to working to keep the system going. Their whole job is to keep the system going. The only way they could do that is to make it more harder and tougher and create more narratives. That's it. They're not doing nothing important to anyone, but making people's life hell. Like you guys think probably they're doing. Oh, he has a suit and tie. He's walking around like a businessman. Or they're going to this meeting in China, and they're making like they're not doing shit. These niggas don't have nothing to do. These people are fucking bored out of their fucking mind. They're miserable. Shout out to Speak Your Mind. Hold on, I just seen you just got in here. My bad. I don't be watching the chat sometimes. I had an experience with a motherfucking bitch that put blame on. Yeah, man. Fuck these bitches, man. Like anytime you have a problem, don't hold that shit in. Anytime you hold that shit in, you're damaging your spirit. Let it out. Say something. I'm not saying be disrespectful or cuss her the fuck out, because you may be at wherever you're working at, you may get repercussions and you don't want to get in trouble. But let her be known, like, I don't fuck with you, and be very stern. Be like, I don't like you. Can you please be quiet? Like, somebody go and get this chick before I end up getting some type of disciplinary action on my actions that I'm gonna do to this bitch's skull, such as assault her. Like, I don't want a disciplinary action on an action I'm gonna do to this bitch. Somebody get her. Like, say shit like that to like. And I'm not gonna say, don't even say that, because they probably think you're making a threat. You know how sensitive and pussy everyone is nowadays. But just let her be known, like, I don't fuck with you. Like, don't like let shit like slide, because when you let it slide, they think they can do it. Like, a lot of these people, they're just projecting their own pain and trauma. Like, go handle your shit. It's not my fault your daddy fucking stuck his finger in your fucking pussy when you were 8 years old. Now you hate men. Bitch, that's your fucking fault. You turned out to a fucking prostitute because you got fucking molested by your fucking daddy. And he stuck his thumb in there. So you really felt that shit. It wasn't like his pinky, he stuck his thumb in there and he kept it in there for a minute. So you really fucked up mentally, bitch. You really fucked up, man. Stupid ass bitch. Now you hate men. You a feminist and you want to project it. Oh, every man's a pervert. And I don't like men and bitch. You just don't like you getting that thumb stuck in your fucking pussy when you were 8 years old. Joe, stupid crying ass. Go handle that shit, you stupid ugly ass bitch. It's like, you know. Yo, I had an experience with a two-faced person that put the blame on me over something she fucking. I would have put the blame back on her, but like, what? Why? He's like, no, it's your fault. It's your fault. I would have just put the blame on her, like, especially if there's no cameras there to actually see. I'd be like, it was her fault. She did it. And then the only thing the manager, whoever's overseeing you guys, will say is they'll look at it like, oh, maybe you guys just not work together. They will not be able to fully take her or your side, depending on the situation. Like, sometimes it's actually good to lie and switch it. Like, there have been situations where I lied and even though I was doing something, I was straight, like, I would do something and somebody will say I did something wrong, and I did do something wrong, but the fact that they didn't mind their business is what irritated me. Like, if they were minding their business and not snooping in my shit, they wouldn't have seen it. So I would be like, I wasn't doing that. I'd be like, oh, he's a liar. And I'm like, you don't have any proof. I don't say you don't have proof, because that could be a way, like, they're like, oh, maybe he did do it, but she doesn't have proof, so he said a lie. No, I just be like, straight up, I didn't do it. This bitch is fucking lying. And then at that point, they won't know who to take, your side or their side, and then they'll just have to call it like, okay, whatever, just make sure it doesn't happen again. But the bitch who knew you were lying, she's gonna get hella mad, like, oh, he's a fucking liar. Like, bitch, good, hate me, motherfucker, and hate me enough where you lay your hands on me, and then I can beat the fuck out of you or get you out of here. Yeah, let these people know. Don't hold it in. Don't feel some certain type of way for letting it out. And I'm not saying you got to be more brute and fuck you, but let it out respectfully. If you're in a situation where you could be like, fuck you, like, for example, if I'm at like fucking Taco Bell or some shit, or I'm at the store and some bitch having an, look, I remember back in when I was living back in California, I went to it was a hamburger place called Five Star Burgers. That was the only place I would fuck with. This is back when I was eating. This was back in 2021. And I remember I went into this one dude. I don't know what. I never had a problem with this guy. The first time I see him, he just had a negative energy, and I just let it go. And I'll go in there, and every time when I ask for my order, or I'll say, can I get a water cup? Because I never used to like paying for water, or I just say, let me have a water cup. The other people give me a water cup. I asked him, can I have a water cup? He would like look at me, and he won't do nothing. He would just not give me the water cup. And I'll be like, can I have a water cup? And then the other lady came out and gave me the water cup. And in my mind, I'm like, oh, hell no. Like, yeah, I got my water cup, but bitch, I said you get me my water cup. So what I did was I filled that shit up with soda and I threw that shit at him. And I walked out and he's like, you can't come here again. And then I was like, nigga, fuck you. I went there a month later. I seen that same motherfucker. He placed my order. He didn't say shit because he knew he was in the wrong. He looked at, because when I asked him, I was like, can I get a water cup? He looked at me. That before he did it actually before, but I let it slide because I thought he didn't hear me because he wasn't looking at me the first time. So I thought he didn't hear me. So I'm like, can I get a water cup? He just didn't do it. And I'm like, maybe he can't hear me because he had like the little thing on because you know how these bum ass niggas, they got to tuck in the drive-through. They have the little drive-through. So he had a little bum ass employee equipment on. So I'm like, maybe he can't hear me because he's talking in the drive-through. So I assumed. But then the second time I came, he looked right in my eyes. I'm like, can I have a thing of water? He looked at me and then he just turned around. And then I'm thinking he's gonna go get the water cup. He's just doing his thing. And then even when the lady when they'll bring out my food, he will never bring out my food. The person who does the order will always bring out your food. But every time he took my order, he would never bring out my food because he knew I was gonna ask him about the water cup. So I knew he was being on some bitch nigga shit. So the second time when he did that, I knew for a fact. And I was like, I was shocked like fuck because I've never usually when I'm like disrespected, it's because of a reason or I could see some context to the situation. This was like it caught me off guard. I'm like, I didn't even do shit. And like this nigga like straight up like maybe he think I'm thinking in my mind, I'm like, maybe he thinks I'm somebody that I look like somebody that came in and he probably thinks I'm somebody else because there was no this shit was uncalled for, but whatever. The other girl gave me the fucking water cup and I filled that shit up with soda and I threw that shit at him. And then when I was gonna throw it, the girl was like, it was a white girl. She's like, no. I threw that shit. I'm like, bitch, don't ever do that shit to me again. And I fucking left. Like stupid. Like that's what I was like. That's why I would say be disrespectful. Like if you're in somewhere like that, because who gives a fuck? I don't give a fuck about my image there. But if you're at like a job or you're working, then you don't want to get fired unless you don't give a fuck and you already trying to get fired. But even then, like I wouldn't even do that. I would not give them the gratification of firing me. I will always quit a job. I would never let them fire me because that's gonna make them give them the gratification. Like, oh, we fired him. No, I'm gonna be like, I'm quitting. I'm just not showing up to let you niggas know I don't fuck with this shit. But because when they fire you, it's like, oh, he needed this, and then you give him the gratification. Oh, he needed this job, and we fired him. Like, no, you ain't getting that job. Because first of all, I don't even need that shitty ass job. But I don't want you to think that I needed it, so I'm gonna quit. They get to show you I don't need it. Like the other time I quit the job, the guy's all telling me, you got to do this, you got to do this. I just quit that shit. That nigga probably caught me off guard because like I'm the type. That's why I can't do it because I'm the type of person I would just go and quit. I'm not gonna do what I don't want to fucking do. Plain and simple. Unless it's the spirit's telling me to do it. So when it's a stupid ass motherfucking bot telling me what I need to do, nigga, you can kiss my motherfucking ass. Like you can miss me with that shit tenfold. You get the fuck up out of here. I'm not gonna like. And it's not like, oh, I'm gonna run shit at the job or I'm gonna tell them, oh, I gotta do this and make demands. I don't have to make demands. I'm just not gonna fucking show up the next day and give me my motherfucking check and I'm done. Fucking stupid ass place. Because the last place I worked at was at an Amazon warehouse. I wasn't working for Amazon. It was a janitorial for Amazon. So I went over there and I worked at Amazon and shit. And this stupid ass niggas say, oh, you gotta get all the trash cans. I missed one trash can. Them motherfuckers is all like acting like I was lazy the whole day. And I was working my ass off. At that point, I was like, I ain't never working again. I ain't never doing that shit again. Stupid ass shit. And I had studied. I'm glad. And what was? Well, I don't know. It's good. Well, I don't fuck it. I don't give a fuck. That's how I got my other cell phone. That it was like a $1,300 Samsung Galaxy S22. I stole it from one of the boxes because you know how they ship shit. I stole it from one of the boxes because somebody told me how to do it. Like you got to look for certain packages, and I took that shit. But yeah, I only worked there for like a week though. I worked there for like a week and then I ended up quitting. And it's funny because, and I'm gonna get to all the comments, guys. It's just there's a lot of comments. I'll just be going off and I want to get to all you guys' comments before I end it, at least some of them. But I'm not telling you guys just to go and just do it. Like always listen to spirit and what you. This is why it's good to be tapped in. Always go based upon what your spirit's telling you to do, and that's gonna solve all problems. So even if you do have to work a shitty job, at least do it because the spirit's telling you, and then before you know it, you'll be out of there. But you don't want to work a shitty job and then just start fucking off because you're gonna. Let's just say the spirit says work a shitty job, but then you work there, but then you waste all your money on drugs, weed, and useless shit. Then you're gonna have to be there longer than anticipated. Go work there, but do what you got to do while you're there. Don't just work there and just fuck off the time being there. You don't want to do that because then you're going to end up being there longer than ever. And then you're going to start being like 99% of these people who've been working these shitty jobs for all these years. And then they don't have nothing to show for. But back in 2021, in that era, everybody was talking about cryptocurrency and making money online, and you get a job to invest in your creativity and your thing. Like, bitch, we in 2025, you should have been done that. And even then, that shit is not even about getting a job and doing that. It's about getting in alignment with self. Some people may need to get work. Some people may not need to get work to obtain that. So it was based on what you do. But that was just, it was like a cop-out or an excuse for people to be comfortable working at these jobs while not getting shit done. Because 80%, 90% of the people who said that, oh, I'm working this job to help me with my business. People have been saying that since 2020, 2019. I see those same people, real life and online, and they're still in the same position. Now, they're not talking about making money, or they're more so talking about how, oh, the system is unfair and inflation and we got to make ends meet. And they're one of these TikTok vloggers and talk about how the economy is so bad. Like, nigga, shut the fuck up, dude. Like, shut the fuck up. I don't have time for that shit. Poor performance after I was busting my ass and working. That'd be true. Have you really? Yeah, dude. Like, to be honest, fuck the military. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it, man. Like the military. You probably like the only person in a military I fuck with. I think Third View was in the military. I'm not sure, but like when I see people in the military, I'm like, how does this guy even be in the military? Like, I would have had a fucking dishonorable discharge, because first of all, I don't honor the military, I don't honor this country, I don't honor the government. And if I was on the battlefield and if it was somebody I don't fuck with, let's just say, like they say, because in the army you gotta like be a martyr kind of. I can't do that. I'm not gonna kill my, like, if it's somebody I fuck with and I'm cool with, then I'm gonna save you. If I fuck with you on a personal level that goes beyond the military. But if it's like a person I don't fuck with, like you said, that bitch that called you out. If you guys were on the battlefield and you about to get killed and there was a bomb, and I'm gonna be out. I ain't helping her. If her ass has a fucking, get her legs blown up by those, what they call those IEDs, and she's there and she needs help, I'm getting my ass out. I ain't helping you. If I see somebody about to shoot you, I'm not telling you. Like, that's what I'm saying. I could never be in the military because like most of the people there I wouldn't fuck with. And if it was on the battlefield, I would like not even want to save you or have your back like that. And I wouldn't want somebody who I don't fuck with fighting alongside me in war. Not to mention, I would never even fight a war because I don't give a fuck about America. I don't care about this country. I wouldn't even be a police because I would never sacrifice. If I see somebody shooting a gun, I'll be a police that runs the other way. I'm gonna go risk my life for this chump change over somebody who doesn't give a fuck about me, because like 99% of people hate fucking cops and police. I hate police. I don't like them. Like, I'm not saying all police are bad, but in general, I don't like police. Not to say I want to go and kill a police. Like, if I see a guy who's a police and he doesn't have a badge on, I probably won't even know he's a police, and I'm not gonna say I hate him. So it's not personal. I hate police. I don't like them. Not to say we don't need them, but in general, I don't like them. So I don't understand like how you'll have a police willing to risk their own life for people who don't give a fuck about them. That's weird. And then nobody gives a fuck about, not just the citizens, the so-called citizens, but even the people in the government. They don't give a fuck about them either. That's why they have them fighting their battles and fighting their wars. They're like the security guard for the system. They're protecting the corporate establishment. A police isn't making the streets safe. Look at the fucking crime. Look at the murder. Look at all the killings and shit that happen every day. They're not making shit safe. Police ain't doing shit. If their job is to make the streets safe, they fail. But what they are making safe is the pockets and the money of the corporations to a certain extent. even though there's certain theft and fraud that does go on, but they do it so people they don't go run up and loot Walmart on a daily basis. That's why there's police. So people don't go and loot Louis Vuitton on a daily basis. And when they do it, they're able to have investigations and technology to track those people down. So that's really what the police is for, to make their money not fucking go down. It ain't really to help people, because people get killed every fucking day in the hood. Niggas in the hood get shot and the police take forever to show up. They don't give a fuck about that shit. And most of the people that get killed, and they're like, oh, the police help against murder and crime. No, they don't, because if that's the case, there wouldn't be a such thing as murder or crime. If a bitch gets killed by somebody, police fail because she wouldn't have gotten killed. You should have had something in place, whether it be a certain system, a certain way people think, certain education, to make people not want to kill people. Once somebody kills somebody and we arrested him, you didn't do shit, bitch. The person who the witness, or the person who's the family of the victim, are they gonna be like, oh, he arrested him? No, they're gonna be like, I wish my fucking family member was here. They're not gonna be thinking, oh, it's good that you caught him, please help me. No, they didn't help you because they have to catch him after he commit the murder. Why isn't there some type of system, education, or some type of protocol where people just don't want to kill people, which is possible? The reason people are crazy and murderous is because we have a system that's fucking flawed and fucked up and creates mental illness within people. Not to say that's an excuse, but all I'm saying is that's why shit happens. Shit's crazy. Yeah, I might have to go probably real soon because. Oh, hold on. I want to read some of these comments. I keep forgetting. I have a lot of comments. Usually nobody comments. That's why I be staying on the thing. But let me read. I'm gonna go down a little more. I'm gonna read some of Heyoka's, and I'm gonna go up and read. I'm gonna try to get all. Not gonna lie, these motherfuckers been firing my ass because I was at a temp, and some other company been firing my ass before I can react. Yeah, if you're getting fired all the time repetitively, that means you're not supposed to be there. That's a sign the spirit's telling you need to do something else. Or the time you were there, you were probably fucking off and wasting your time. Not to say you were, but I'm speaking in general. Because we all make mistakes. I'm not like, don't look at me like I'm perfect. I'm sure you guys know I'm not perfect. Like I like, even if you guys watch my videos, anybody with common sense will know I'm not perfect. I'm like, I do my shit. But then somehow you have people, they'll look at it like, oh, you're not healed, or you're not this. But like these same people who like say that, they're even more fucked up than a person that they're judging. Like, you're more fucked up. You just know how to conceal it and cover it up. Bitch, ain't nobody know what the fuck you do when the cameras go off. And you guys don't know what I do when these cameras go off. But I'm at least as real as possible. So I don't even want to say I'm real. I'm not even trying to be real. I'm not trying to be fake. Like, I'm just trying to be who the fuck I am. Like, I hate that whole, oh, I'm real. Like, what the fuck is real? What's real to me could be fake to this motherfucker. So like, I hate that word real. It makes you like you're virtual signaling. Like, oh, I'm a good person. I'm not give a fuck what you think I am. I don't give a fuck if you think I'm a this or I'm a that. First of all, anything that you think I am, you should already know I'm not. I'm not a fucking murderer or killer, because I'd be in jail, or I would have fucking obviously, like, there's certain things you should know I'm not. But if you think I'm like a bad person, I can give a fuck about that. Because I know I'm not a bad person. There's no proof I'm a bad person. So it's like people, they just want to like, they just want to get people's approval because they wet off the approval and validation of others. I'm not like that. I don't give a fuck. To be honest, too many people are validating and approving me too much. I start to feel uncomfortable because I start to be like, okay, when I start, if they knew if I start being myself, or if I start switching up, they're gonna think I'm fake, which I'm not fake. It's just, you're just seeing one part of me. That's why I tried my best to be very transparent with people as best I can, because I don't even, when I see too many people agreeing with me too much, I don't even like that energy. At one point, like, that's why when I see people that agree with me and be too cool with me like that, it kind of makes me feel like I kind of like don't like it. Not to say you guys in the comments like fuck you guys, and I'm talking about on a fake level. Like when I'm out and about and I'm dealing with bot people and they're all talking to me. Like I remember I was with my dad once, and then he's all talking to his friend, and then his friend's like, "Oh, you're a good son. You're a good son, and you're a very disciplined kid." And I'm in my mind, I'm like, "Nigga, you don't fucking know me. Like I'm not that. I'm not. That's what you see about me. Like, obviously, you see that because I don't know you. I'm not gonna be acting like a straight nigga in front of you, and I don't know you, or Like, but if you see my videos, you knew the real person to me, you probably would not like me, and then you're gonna probably look at me like I'm fake. But it's like, bitch, who said that I was that? That's your perception. So I don't like when people put a perception on me, and if now I feel like I gotta live up to it, or I get met back with some type of get back rebellious energy. Like, I don't do that shit, nigga. Like, that's why I had to cut a lot of people off, and Spirit got rid of a lot of people on YouTube and real life, because like they project like you need to be this, but like, I don't have to be shit at the end of the day. Like, the reason I make you, like, even like I was saying before, people assume you make YouTube videos because you're trying to teach people. Who said I was trying to teach people at the end of the day? Just because I'm very fucking intelligent and I'm smart as fuck and everything that comes out of my mouth seems like I'm teaching doesn't mean shit. So it's like, people are retarded. Like, they have these expectations of who the fuck you are. This is why I don't even like reaching out to people. I only like to deal with people who attract and gravitate to me. Even if it's a person that's negative, like JD Fryer. He was a negative. He like, you got me and him, and we have fun. But I fuck with JD Fryer. I actually was, after we had the beef, I went on his page. I was like, "What's up, my nigga?" He didn't respond, but I'm done. I don't have an issue with JD, because the thing is, he came to me. So even though we had problems, the beef wasn't the same. But if it's somebody like I reach out to, or we be on circumstances where like I'm at a 9 to 5 and I meet this person, or and it's beef, it's very different because it's not an alignment. And we met under unalignment circumstances, such as I hit, or we were working at a shitty job or something, versus being myself. If somebody comes to me then and it is beef, I could end it on good terms. Or even like we were beefing, I don't have a problem with JD Fry. Like, if I see him, I'd be like, what's good with it? I don't have no issue with him. He probably still upset and angry because he likes the whole trauma and anger. Like, so if he's been through so many negative situations with people, he doesn't trust no one, I don't want to be in that state. That's not a state to be in. You gotta, like, at the end of the day, like, you came in this world by two people fucking. So for you to think you gotta be able to lone wolf this alone without anyone, you're going against the mechanics of how this reality was built, because you came here by two people. So you can't live life alone. There's times in your life you need to be alone and shit, or you need to have your own, like, what's that, hermit mode, what they call it in the spiritual community, like hermit, like you by yourself. But you gotta, build some type of like organization. It's better to have 4 hands than 2. That's common sense. Not that, oh, you need people. It's just, if I'm trying to lift up a heavy ass log, which is better, me lifting it up or me having 2 people lift it up? So it makes sense. Like, 2 hands is better than 1. So like, that's just the basis rules of reality. So I'm not like, oh, I don't trust no one and fuck everyone. I don't do that. I don't promote any of you guys to do that shit either. That's what they want. Like, be like, oh, fuck everyone, fuck the world, and fuck this. That's like that emu shit. That's like the modern day emu, black pill. That's what all this black pill shit. All this shit is the same shit. Back in the day, it was emu. You had the emu kids and shit. Back when I was in high school, they used to wear black lipstick and paint their fingernails and cut themselves. I mean, this white dude used to cut himself and shit. And he thought that shit was cool. I was like, what the fuck? How you cut yourself? Like, he's like, because they said they do it because they were depressed. But when I was in high school and I was angry and shit, I never cut myself. I couldn't do it. I have to go and steal some shit or destroy some property or like break something, or like, that's usually what I used to do. Like, I'll go and vandalize something, break it, whether it be school property or just property, like go break some windows, or I'll go steal from a store. That's how I took on my anger. I never was able to just cut myself. Like, I just understand that shit hurt. Even when I cut myself by accident, I'm like, that shit hella hurt. It didn't give me that type of, but other people are different. I don't know what the fuck. As soon as this FedEx car came, the internet fucked up. I'm outside. It's like the Wi-Fi apartment, internet apartment. Yeah, even though it was like some white boy. There was some black, I see some black emus too. The black emus was like, the reason that you see black emus, it wasn't the same reason. Like, a white emu is because they're depressed and they'll cut themselves and they're like suicidal and shit. A black emu, they did it because they just wanted to fucking act white. Like they just want to be white. Like, you know, those otaku black people who try to think that they're all anime and want to move to Japan and be in it. Like, they're like those type of black people. They weren't really like depressed and suicidal, but they just wanted to be emo because of the look, and they'll sit there and talk and act a certain way. Like, it was more like a look thing. It wasn't really more like a depression shit when it came to black people and emo. But there are some black emus. This stupid fucking FedEx truck, bruh. It's like it's blocking the Wi-Fi signal. Stupid motherfucker. Damn, it's hot in this fucking car. It's whatever. I'm gonna make this live still. But I don't want to go about. I was gonna say something, but it's like I'm not trying to. Because there's certain shit I don't want to say because I'm not trying to offend certain people that watch my channel, and there's people I fuck with and shit. I'm not trying to really, because I don't want to get it to that point. Not that I give a fuck, but at the same time, I'm not trying to say certain shit because people take shit the wrong fucking way sometimes. But there are certain facts of the matter that things happen. Like, there's a reason why certain things happen. Like, and I see certain things. Everything I say is what I see in reality. This is not just based upon, like, when I see certain races, is like I see certain things play out differently. Like, when I see black people, for example, I feel like black people are more like, because black people, we go through a lot of shit. Well, I'm not saying I'm not black. Black people go through a lot of shit, right? Oppression, the hood, racism, all this shit. But black people still have lower suicide rates. They have more, they're able to look like, when I deal with black people, I feel like they're more optimistic about their situation. They could be depressed, they could be anxious, they could be whatever. They're more optimistic. Niggas in the hood with broke, they're more optimistic. But when I deal with a person that's like white, not all the time, but most of the time when they're white, they could be somebody in the suburbs with money. They haven't really been through shit in life, but they're more stressed and depressed and more unease, and they're more like neurotic. And that's one thing I noticed. And I don't like to, like, and when you point shit out, people say, oh, you're racist. But it's like, I noticed this shit. And I see it in real life. Like, when you're dealing with certain people, and like, I don't want to get too much into it, but I see certain patterns, and even beyond just that, like other shit. Even when I went to Africa and I seen kids out in the countries doing shit, it's like, it's crazy. Like, you be seeing kids, like, they're more peaceful in Africa and more chill, and they don't have as much. But then you go to like Mexico, South America, and you'll see the poor kids there. Don't get me wrong, they're happy too, more than America, but they'll be more like violent. They're more barbaric and will kill you and shit. And they even heard it's Colombia, how they'll like slip some shit in your drink and then take your organs. In Nigeria, the worst you gotta really do, they'll kidnap you and ask for money. They'll probably, that's the one. Even then, they don't even really do that like that. But they'll rob you or some shit. It's all about money there versus other places. They'll just kill you and do whatever. As long as you have the money and you give it to them, then you straight. Other places, they'll just kill you. Yeah, he left. I don't know what the. But I see certain patterns in certain races, and I'm like, no one's gonna make me feel a certain way for me calling it out, because if you look at the science, the way, like, there's a reason why my lips are the way they are, my nose is the way it is, my voice is the way it is, my muscles, everything, my muscle structure. That's why most black people, because I have half African in me. So just like you tell you, I have half African, my nose, my lips, and my muscle structure. My muscle, look at the average black person that's in America that's not from Africa per se, who got, because my dad's from Africa, so they don't have the same muscle as me. Their muscles different, so, and then the same features. So all of that is because of the DNA and blood, and people will not refute that. Black people got big lips, bigger noses. That's a fact. But when it comes to how the person thinks, the knowledge, the rate at what somebody gets depressed or angry or all of that is still factored in by that same genetic that dictates my lips, my skin. So this is why other races act differently. They think differently. A Chinese person doesn't think the same way as I think. Regardless of his slanty eye, my big lips, and those are the features physically. But mentally, there's features. White women, black women act differently. White men, black men, Chinese men, they act differently if you put them in certain situations. And I see it play out. And when you recognize this, and if it's a positive thing, then people say, "Oh, it's positive," and they'll be like, "Oh, that's good," and they'll look at you, "Oh, you're respecting them." But when you say the negative of it, which all the races I can say something negative, they say you're racist or you're this or you're that. But it's like, no, this is facts. The same way you guys see my lips don't look like a white person's lips. My nose don't look like, that's a fact. It's because of my DNA, right? So what makes you think the way the brain thinks, the way people perceive trauma? Why do you think there's so many like emu people? And even when you look at black pill, you don't see that many black people that are black pill. You don't. When you see a lot of black people out here killing, shooting up schools and that are black pill, you don't see that shit really often. Obviously, every now and then you may see something, which is always going to be an exception. There's never, nothing's absolute. Nothing's really 100% absolute. So, but when you look at the majority, what are the people that are like incel who hate women, who kill women? Mostly white people. They get upset over that shit really more. You see what I'm saying? The whole feminist agenda was started by white women. Black people go to Africa, they don't have that shit. Southeast Asia, they don't have that shit. That's why everybody's going over to Thailand, because they don't have that shit. Go to Africa, they don't have that shit. I'm telling you, go to the places that are Western, Canada, Australia, UK. They have that shit. So it's something to do with the neurological programming of certain races. This is not racist. This is a fact. You can see it. And you guys will know what the fuck I'm talking about. Shit is... And when you call it out, you're a hater. You're racist. Or somebody wants to join. Mysterio. What's good with it, Mysterio?
Yo. You hear me? You hear me?
What's good?
What's good? What's good, bro?
You're kind of cracking up.
Oh, you hear me?
Yeah, been a minute. I can hear you kind of like going in and out.
Oh, I am? Hold up. Can you hear me now?
Yes. Yeah, it's getting a little better.
Oh, damn. I was going to ask about like...
I wish I could drive. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I was going to ask about like, you know, would you think about going to college a little bit, getting a trade so I could get more money to focus on my my YouTube spiritual channel, my YouTube channel, and doing other creative gifts. But you had made a really good point about all the how you was noticing patterns with different races, because I grew up with all different races too, and I mainly grew up with like YT people too, and freaking
like me. I grew up with a lot of white people because my parents, they lived in a suburb. I've always lived, when I was living with my parents, I always lived in a suburb. Always lived like in a suburb house with a bunch of white people. Even my dad, one of my dad's friends was fucking Jewish, and I went to his bar mitzvah, the son's bar mitzvah. It was a Jewish, that because my dad worked in the field, and one of his friends was Jewish and shit. So like, bro, I would been around like, yeah, mainly like a lot of white people and shit. And if I was around black people, be around African people. My dad's African. We go to African parties and shit and stuff.
Well, like yeah. I got a little bit. Yeah, I got a little bit of African in me too. Like,
yeah.
People can obviously tell, but you make a good point, because when I was in school, I did grow up. I'm not gonna lie, I did grow up in the suburbs. I was in both areas, but like, just to touch on the subject a little bit, it's all the way, bro. I would even watch from white people to all the way getting bitches and stuff like that. I know you want to save yourself and don't want to seem like a certain way, but I'll take that bullet for you and say, you are not lying, bro. Because, dude, what I notice is like, yeah, certain races do have certain patterns, and like I know like everybody likes to shit on a certain race for doing certain things, but like I'm just looking back, I'm like, okay, you do have a point because um when I'm around a certain demographic or when I'm around YT people, like it's like they can't handle they can't handle trauma well. I don't know what it is. Like
Exactly. You're
like
right. Like
it's all like even all the way down to getting hoes. They like black people been shit on
we
by
can
like
handle
every
trauma well, and
hmm?
then they-
Wait. Oh.
they'll try to flip on us like, oh, black people get angry, but we only get angry when provoked. It's like gaslighting. Like they one thing they like to do with the black race is they like to gaslight us, put us in scenarios and situations to irk us, and then when we get upset, they'll say, oh, he's acting like a nigger. But if white people went through what we went through, their suicide rates, their mental illness will climb even more. Because if you look at the highest suicide rate
Oh
statistic,
man.
they say it's white males. The white middle-aged males is the most suicide statistic in America, at least I think.
Oh
So it's
man.
yeah, white middle-aged male. That's the whole midlife crisis thing. That was from white people. That's a European thing. There's no such thing as a midlife crisis. Nigga, you live your life, nigga. Like, if you want to talk about crisis, any point of life could be a crisis. A kid that got abused by his family could be a crisis. So, what the fuck is a midlife crisis? Nigga, we all
Oh
have to get.
man, bro.
So,
And
they created that whole midlife crisis shit.
oh man, and then I remember I was growing up in school and I had like this Islamic teacher and she was talking about how oh you white no she didn't say it like that but she was saying like oh you white kid you guys complain about the most easiest stuff in my household we do things tougher and stuff like that and
Yeah,
I'm
and
like
mind you, I don't want to say every white person is it, because I know some white people that they solid, they real. I'm not. This is not to bash all white people, but
no
we
yeah
talk
for sure
about a majority. Yeah, this is a majority.
yeah for sure yo for, yeah
Yeah,
yeah for sure especially if you're a white woman like especially if
like
you're a
I
white
know,
woman
even the whole Karen energy, that's from a white woman. Remember the
yeah
Karen energy? Oh,
right
why you a Karen? Karen is a white woman's name. They because that energy of complaining and being always wanting to go tell, and that miserable complaining energy comes from the word Karen. Karen is when people think of a Karen, they think of a white woman. They don't think of a black woman. They don't think of a Latino woman. It's a white woman. So
right
this shows you that it's like what we're saying has some validity. And I'm not like, you know how they say like the lack of like they get certain like the lack of melanin is like it makes is why their skin is that way and they can't be in the sun, which is a fact. White people could get sunburn a lot more quicker, easier, and
mm-hmm,
develop skin cancer. So don't wouldn't that be a same effect neurologically?
mm-hmm.
So the same lack of substance in the skin, wouldn't you say that could be a thing neurologically, which makes them not be able to handle stress?
Right. I think it's a thing where like, you know, if you could get burned easily, then yeah, that's a product of you can't handle getting burned esoterically or mentally, aka you going through traumatic experiences. So
Exactly.
so yeah, you might have a point there. Like,
And this is not just what I'm saying. I've been in reality and I observed, and it actually was fact. And I'm start talking about like I'm fucking like I, this is years of experience when I was in high school to now. And I'm the type of person who I'm so intuitive to the point where I have to force myself to try to not see it that way. Like how I could validate what I'm saying is true is I force myself to look at it like it's not true. And when it still plays out true, then that's how I can say, okay, that's the evidence I need. It's not like, oh, I see it. It's I try to look at it from a perspective that it isn't true. And I try to just let life play out. And then it doesn't it plays out what I expected. That's how that's what I always do when I see a certain thing reoccur with everything, not just with this, but with everything. I look at it
right,
from a perspective like what I'm saying is wrong, and then it will play out that way. And then when you call it out, oh, you're this, you're it's not even racist. It's actually stating facts. That's what it is. and then you have
Right.
black people, and this you have other black people who, when I call them the defeatists, these are the black people who are defeated. They will
Mm.
lie to themselves, and then they will try to use rationalization. Well, black people, we kill each other, so this and that. Black people, these are what you call a coup.
I'm
And
I'm gonna be real, bro. I'm
Mhm.
surprised I didn't turn on a coon because I was raised around white people. Maybe it was because I was like raised in the hood a little bit before I went to the suburbs. But like
Yeah,
them white people, oh my god, like every time you would explain why this is an issue, like they would act like it don't even exist. Like respectfully, I'm not saying like they was like completely racist, but it's like it's a whole different world.
because
Like
because they white people, they think the government fucks with them because their skin looks the same. The government don't give a fuck about white people. That's why white people got to pay taxes. So that's why there's more people on EBT. That's why when I went to LA and I went to Skid Row, I seen all these homeless people in tents. They're fucking white. Most people, one thing they don't tell you, most people that are homeless, at least in California, where I seen a lot of it, they're
mhm.
white people and they're Mexican people, immigrants, Mexicans, and white people. You will never see you will rarely see young black people that are homeless, because most young black people, they know how to hustle, they know how to get their money, whether it be selling dope, selling pussy. They know how to they always know how to hustle, especially in California. There's so many ways to make money in California. You could be a person who, like, you could be a stick up nigga. You rob people. There's so many rich people in the Bay Area. You can stick up people, break windows, you can steal shit, you can sell dope, sell pussy. I knew niggas who did everything: sold pussy, sold dope, stole shit.
Yo,
It's like
whoa.
it's always a hustle. You'll never you never, but you'll rarely see a YN homeless person. You will see them, but rarely. And when you do, they'll be there for a little bit, then they get their money up, and then they'll probably come back homeless because they fucked up the bag, and it'll be. But one thing you'll see a lot of is those hippie ass white people who be like, "Oh, hippie here, go to San Francisco. Oh, I moved all the way from Maryland, and I'm in San Francisco because I want to smoke weed, and my parents wanted me to work, and I didn't want to work, so I moved to San Francisco." You see a lot of that shit out there, like in LA and in San Francisco. Like
Bro, what the
they hang out at
hell?
the weed club all day, and they hang out at the beach, and they're like on this hippie spiritual shit, and they like have their little raggedy van, and they live out like that. That's what you see a lot, but you don't see any with the YNs.
That's
You don't see with the
promoting
Y. Yeah,
being musty. That's promoting being musty. What the hell? Y'all be
yeah.
different in California.
And then you'll see that shit, and I'm like, I'm not hating on them because people do their people in their own situation, but I'm just speaking about the fact of like they try to make it look like black is a certain way, and like it's all bullshit. Like,
Yeah, that's what I noticed. It's like, you know, like they make it portray that quote unquote, let's use an example, black people be a certain way, but really it just be news narratives. Like when I go outside, like
yeah,
it,
what could you? I remember I was walking to the grocery store one day. This is like back before I moved out here, and it was two black security guards wrestling a fucking white. You would never see that shit on the mainstream. You're always black person stealing some shit or that. But I see two black security guards. They're wrestling a white couple, and because they were stealing shit, and then the female was getting bucked, and then the guy, I think the guy ran, and the girl was like fighting, and then they got her on the ground. I'm like, you'll never see this shit on social media or not. Like they try to hide an image, even when it comes to like certain shit, like it's weird, like because they like to hide images in narratives when it comes to this whole race shit. Like it's just weird.
bro,
I was gonna say
it's been
something else, but yeah.
no, yeah, like I just wanted to add on your point because listen, I used to look online, you know, I guess you know what the black pill is, but I used to watch I used to watch videos just to see what it was, and I was like, okay, if white men are being promoted in society, there theoretically shouldn't be no incels. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, but every insult that I meet or see or people that complain about women, majority of them are like, they're not black. They're mainly white people.
that's what I'm
And
saying. That's
yeah,
what I'm
it's
saying.
weird. And
Yeah, that's what
even
I'm.
go ahead.
No, yeah, that's what I was saying because it's like, okay, in my real life, people who carry that incel energy was always like you would rarely see a like quote unquote black incel, which was really just a really chronically online, nerdy type of black dude, you know.
Mm-mm.
But fucking I would notice it would be like non-black, and I'll be like, okay, so if like I'll be thinking in my mind like, okay, if black people are at a disadvantage, this is not me being racist or anything, right?
Yeah.
So if black people were
They,
at a disadvantage,
they would
then
even call a black person that takes their women a Tyrone. In the incel community, they'll say, "Oh, a
bro,
Tyrone." So it's like a
I'm
nigga with a
done.
big dick with muscles that can take a woman. Like they'll even have a name for it. Which white people to create that shit. Ain't no black people created it. Like the fuck. Like as I'm saying, is and then they try to make like black people or something like you said at a disadvantage. But when you look at all the shit black people at a disadvantage, it's manufactured. It's like it's created and made to be like that. But even though we still take some L's and we fall in, our shit ain't perfect. The fact that we're able to still keep going, we got something to work with. Black people, they got something to work. So even if I say, oh, black people ain't shit and all these coons, be honest, the coon is the biggest problem, really. Black people, yeah, they fuck up, but they have potential. They have something. The average white person, I feel they're at a worse disadvantage because I'm not talking about the government type because they're different breed. The government don't give a fuck about white people. The white people that are the regular white people, the reason why, like you said earlier, they'll make an excuse like there's not really a problem, that we're the problem, is because they're siding with the government because they're like, oh, they have, it's like me being cool with somebody who's black who did an injustice on a white person just because that doesn't make any sense. Like if somebody did something wrong, somebody did something wrong. But white people, they'll sit there back, oh, they think the system is theirs. They're like, oh, this is our system. So when a black person does a certain crime to the system, the average broke bum-ass white person who works blue collar will automatically assume that he damaged my system. I'm a patriot. I'm like, bitch, you're not shit. They don't give a fuck about you. You pay taxes. They kill your people. They poison your food. They don't give a fuck about you or your kids or the family dog, motherfucker. Like they don't care about you. That's why they make you pay taxes. They're raising inflation. They're raising the cost of rent. Everything, you're affected by it. It's not like it's segregated where only black people are pay taxes or white people only get to pay this amount. No, it's everyone's getting affected. They don't give a fuck about you, nigga. They're stealing from everyone. But so that's why I say they're more at a disadvantage because they think they don't have nothing. Black people, we were oppressed, or they were oppressed. Well, I ain't black, but they were oppressed and put down. So black people were forced to get it out the mud and go through trials and tribulations, which develop strength. Even and the problem for black people is they just are ignorant and they don't want to. They can't see the truth. They're just ignorant. But if you can get past that mental block, black people have the potential to actually be great. Versus the average person who's white on the street, they're just lost in narratives and they think the system is for them. But black people, we've been too much. We know the system ain't for us, so we have more potential to become great. Versus the average white person, they think the system is for them, even though, like, you see what I'm saying? Like, and the only reason a coon is a coon because they're paid. They're fucking retarded beyond measure.
Bro.
So they just a coon for no fucking reason.
Yeah, bro. Coons, like I know how certain coons, they might have an upbringing of all white people or some shit, or like it's stemming from self-hate where they grew up, where it was like, okay, it's not beneficial to be acting like my culture, so I'm gonna just get with the quote-unquote dominant manufactured culture. But that ends up making you look like a fucking retard because you out here acting like some shit you ain't got no business acting like, or defending some shit you ain't got no business. And that's funny. That's funny.
Yeah,
You bring all.
it's that.
Hmm?
Yeah.
That's funny. You.
No, I was just gonna say. Go ahead.
Okay, my bad. It's funny that you bring all
good.
this up, but because I've always looked at it like, okay, if I have this quote unquote disadvantage, how come I still got the ability to fuck on white women? You get what I'm saying? How come I still got this ability to go get money? You get what I'm saying? Like
or get success.
Go ahead.
Or fuck the money and fuck the bitches. Why is it that even when I go to a suburb neighborhood and I see a black kid who has a single mother and they don't have money, why do they seem more happy? Why do they seem more talented? They could do shit. They're more like they can manage the wave and be great amidst the chaos. A lot of niggas in the hood, even if you selling drugs, that takes a lot of mental work, and even though it's not right, but for you to be able to get it out the mud and become successful, great, and go through something like just that alone, like black people they overcome a lot of shit. There's a lot of stories of people in the hood, they didn't have shit, but then they became great. But then you see some white dude who grew up in the suburb and they ain't shit, and then their parents had all this money, they didn't accomplish or do shit.
Or they become some white boy in the frat getting drunk every week.
Say what?
Or they become some white boy in the frat getting drunk every weekend.
Yeah.
That's funny as hell. But my fault if the conversation steered in that direction, because I'm not gonna lie, I just had to talk about that for a second because it's very real. It's like it's like people worship white people, and I just don't get it. That's why I had to talk about it, because it's like, bro, like, why the fuck are y'all worshiping these dudes? Like, it's just all manufactured bullshit. Like, they using that shit to go against.
Yeah, exactly. Because when I see a white person, I look at them like, I don't look at them the same way. I don't know how other black people look at them, but when I see a coon, they look at him like especially these people who talk about black power, they actually are infatuated and they have an obsession with them. I look at it like, if you're a white person and you're not part of these elite families, you're not making millions, and you're not to say those people are good or giving them credit, because they got that shit by killing people and by stealing. So I'm not there. They didn't do shit but steal and kill to get that money. But if you're not a part of that type of class, I'm looking at you like you're just like everyone else. And I'm not saying they're more better, but they're on a different level. They're controlling people by stealing and killing, which you do not want to be in that position. But if you're a white person that's underneath that, you don't got no, I don't look at you as you got privilege like that. And any privilege you may say you think you have is like, there's not even nothing really to be. Like, you'll see a white person say, oh, like this one white dude, like, oh, it was a comment. And he's like, I'm so glad I had my white privilege. And I'm like, I seen his profile, but like, says the nigga in a safety vest. Like, this nigga's wearing a whole fucking safety vest. Like, he works as a crossing guard or a construction. I'm like, nigga, what white privilege do you have? You got a fucking dusty ass safety vest, you dirty ass nigga. Go dig a fucking hole. Go play in the dirt, dirty ass nigga. Like, you have a whole safety vest. You can't tell me, you can't talk about no privilege, nigga. Like, you ain't shit. You ain't you ain't not like you fucking, your family's a part of a bourgeoisie, whatever the fuck they call it, that you like a part of that upper class and the echelon.
I see what it is. White people are just hella defensive, and they use
so they have to use that. But then catch this. There's, for white people who say like that one dude, I have white privilege, but yet get another white person that's a billionaire or a millionaire and put them in the same room, and that white person be like, you a dirty ass hillbilly. They're gonna be put in their place. So like, they're not gonna feel that white privilege no more, because even white people within their society don't fuck with them. That's why you still gotta pay taxes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it's like they only it's just like they only say that to people that they think that they're more superior. They're not superior to anyone. No one's superior to anyone because of their race. What are your actions? If you're an enlightened spiritual being, you know something, you're in alignment with truth, you're more superior because you're being yourself. If you want to say anybody's superior, but I wouldn't even say that. But if you're gonna say superior, that should be it. Everything else is nonsense. Who gives a fuck about the race, really? But you just got to call it out for what it is. Right.
And I appreciate you for calling out what it is. I thought I was the only one thinking of this. Like, damn, these people are not shit. Like, why the fuck are y'all worshiping them? Like, oh, the white man. I'm like, bro, these group of people, they ain't shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying on no racist stuff. Like, okay, yeah, there's been a lot of,
because I had white people that I'm cool with, and I don't have a problem. And it's funny, the white people that I'm cool with, they act more natural, normal. I don't see that in them. So it's like just like we have a coon energy. The coon is a minority of black people. Not every black person is a coon, but amongst white people, you have that cool energy which they can relate. That's why you even see some white people in the hood. They act more hood and nigga than some of the niggas in there and shit.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm not gonna say. That's why I say it's an exception because I don't fuck with a coon, and I don't fuck with a person who's racist. Like it's don't think it's about race. No, because if I see a coon like Charleston White, nigga, like Charleston White can drop dead instantly, and that shit'll be funny as fuck. I hate Charleston White. Like he's a coon. And the reason I hate him so much is because he's a coon, but he tries to act like a nigga. So like it's kind of like if you're an idiot and you don't see, you can be confused thinking like, oh, he's a real nigga. He tried to talk like he's not like these niggas like these coons like fucking Judge Joe Brown or some shit, like just a stupid coon nigga like that. He's like a coon that tries to act like he's for the people and he's like a nigga, but like he tried to act like he's hood affiliated. It's like, nigga, you ain't shit. You just a fucking puppy. And like eventually you're gonna see he's gonna fall too. His shit's gonna get fucked up. Cause all of these niggas they shit's about to get yeah. I hate these people, man. Like somebody needs to call it out.
no, yeah, definitely. Like, bro, Charleston White, like, I've been peeped that he was on some coonery stuff, but he acts like he's for black people, but really he's just trying to get a paycheck. Like, he's definition of somebody who's like, that he's there for capitalization. You get what I'm saying?
I feel like he is there, but he's also a distraction to get black people to misdirect the focal point of the true problem. Like people like him, they're placed in their position to make people, because if you're an enemy to a group of people, what better way to distract your opponent than to put somebody to direct them to make them think they're the enemy or this person's the enemy. This is why you have all these people say, oh, it's not the white man's fault, not the white. And when we talk about white man, I'm not talking about the average white person. I'm not saying go and do something to them or it's their, I'm talking about the people who run this government. They're white. There's no black people or no Mexicans or no Indians or that run this government. You're a dumbass if you think you do. They're white people who run it. So that's what we talk about. They want you to
Right.
You're pointing it at everyone else, even when it's like to Mexicans, like the whole ICE situation. Like, oh, Mexican people need to be going out the country, and why a Mexican being here doesn't affect me. Any problem that I have, you're stupid. Like, if anything, it's actually good if a Mexican's here. Nigga, Mexican food was like one of my favorite foods when I was down in California. They all those taco trucks I went to, a lot of them were probably illegal. That shit was good. They cut our yawn. I don't have no problem with a Mexican. Like, you're not gonna make me believe. And then the white people say, oh, they're taking our tax dollars. They're like, shut the fuck up. Just because you are,
they're taking the blame for
just
the
because
system,
your
like,
life sucks. Go ahead.
they're taking the blame for the system like they created it. When in all reality, most white people are probably like freaking immigrants from Europe down the line. Like,
exactly. And then their failure, like a lot of people who are a failure, they will blame other races. So if it's like a white person who's not successful and rich or have their shit together, they will blame an immigrant. They'll blame, oh, it's the EBT, they're taking our tax dollars. Even if they got rid of EBT and all the immigrants and they had more tax money coming in that wasn't being spent on immigrants and EBT, you really think you're gonna get any of that money? You fucking idiot. The reason they're trying to clean up the money is so they can get more money to put in their own pocket. Dumb fuck. Like, you got these dumbass white people who automatically think and assume that, oh, would they get rid of all the black people off EBT and all the immigrants, there's gonna be more tax dollars, and then this country's gonna be bidding. You fucking idiot. Like, this country's probably gonna get worse, and you're not gonna see a dime of that money. The money's gonna be in their pockets. They literally, you got these white people literally thinking like, if they get rid of all EBT and if they get rid of all immigrants, I'm gonna be richer and my paycheck's gonna be more and the prices are gonna be lower. You fucking idiot.
Hey, there was this girl that said something on Instagram saying that I don't want to live around all white people. It's just it's too bland.
For real, like, unless they give me some money or something, I don't shit.
But yeah, but yeah, that's
you.
That's facts. That's facts. And I do notice how it do be playing out a certain way
Yeah.
too,
And
because it's like,
I'm about to go in a minute, Mysterio, because I gotta go. I actually was on live a little bit too longer, but yeah, I can answer your last question though.
okay. My last question
Yeah,
is
I'm gonna be on a lot more though. I'm gonna be on a lot more and start having
oh,
a lot more of these type of debates, not just about race, but about just life in general. Like I'm gonna
yeah,
start
you good.
drifting from the spiritual shit.
Yeah, you good. My last question was okay, how do you think working a trade is worth it and working with your creative gifts? Because a trade job is because you could work a certain trade job where you could just sit in your ass all day and be on a computer and stuff like
What
that.
what I will tell you is stop looking at the job or not having. Tap in and see what does your spirit want.
Mm-hmm.
That's the number one thing. Fuck everything else. I'm not saying don't get a job. I'm not saying get one. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. I only can speak from my perspective. And even if that could be right or wrong for you, I don't know. What do
Mm-hmm.
you need to do and how to get there? Even if you have to get a job working, the job is not even a big focal point. The job is just a tool to get you to where you need to be. Don't, even if you have to get one, or if you don't look at it like it's important. What's important is you being on the path and the tools you need. And if a job is one of the tools, then therefore you can get to that point. You can
Mm-hmm.
use that tool to get to that point. But
Mm-hmm.
that's really it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay,
yeah,
so
just keep it really
so
simple. Yeah, go ahead.
it's whatever my spirit resonates with. So if I'm gonna get a job that my spirit will be comfortable with working,
First of all,
right?
you mentioned earlier that you want to have a job so you can work on your creativity. First, you need to have a plan on what is the creativity, how it's going to work, where's the money going to be allocated to, what's the plan. Don't just say, because a lot of people will say, oh, I'm doing this to get money, but they don't have a plan, so they end up staying at the job for longer than they expected, because when you're
Mm-hmm.
working, life happens, things come up, and your motivation might be drained because the job might be stressing you out because you don't have a real sure plan. But once you have a sure plan, you know it's you're gonna be able to. You have a solid plan, so I'm working here. I'm gonna save this money. I'm gonna buy this. I'm gonna make it planned out. Don't just be I want to work to get a creativity, and just because you may before you know you waste 2-3 years of your life working, and then you don't. There's people that are my age right now, been working since they were in their mid-20s, early 20s. They living check to check. So all that money they made, they didn't invest in no investments. They didn't save up. They didn't have shit because they just wasted their time. Imagine being in your 30s or 40s and working all your 20s and 30s up just to be living check to check still. You don't have nothing to show for it. That's
Right.
like you just made these corporations rich on your time wasted. You didn't do nothing but just survive. And then you
Right.
still gotta so you want to actually have a plan before going into that. I'm not saying don't work, but make sure you have a plan. And this is why it's good to be tapped in. When I say plan it out, like tap in with spirit, go within, really develop clues, and you got to be very sensitive and see things, even if it means you having to go out and get a job working and just get one. If the spirit doesn't want you doing it, it's going to show you that it doesn't want you doing it. So therefore, okay, that's not for me. I got to do something else. But you want to be attentive to the clues that the spirit. It's called like a spiritual navigation system. It's going to navigate you what you need to be doing. It's going to have clues. And when you do certain things, you're going to see things work effortlessly. Even when you work hard and it's hard to work, it's an easiness to it. But if it's something when you're working hard and it's hard and you're like, damn, this is too hard, that means you're not doing something right. When something is too hard, but it's like a certain harmony and flow to it, even though it's hard, that's when you're doing something right. So that's why I say it's not about working hard, because at that point, you're not working hard. Anything bad that happens to you, it's going to be a good bad thing, because things are going to try to take you off, but those are just tests. But when you're on the right path and something tries to take you off, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Versus if you're on the wrong path and something tries to take you off, it's going to be more detrimental, and because it's like you being at the wrong place, wrong time, versus you being at the right place, right time, and something wrong happens to you.
Yeah, that's facts. Because I quit my last job, and turns out I needed to quit the job because my grandma's car was breaking down and she needed to get fixed. So
Yeah.
and the job was too far to go to. So something would have happened where like I would have been in like a double fuck situation, ended up spending more of my money to help out somebody else. So
Yeah.
and plus Spirit had told me that to quit that job anyway because I was working in some bum ass warehouse, no AC.
Yeah.
Freaking it was far to go to.
Yeah.
It was
And
like it was just
yeah, no, you good. I was just saying, Rob D asked me a question. He's like, "What's my thoughts on somebody's death?" I really don't give a fuck about anybody dying in the news. I don't care. So yeah, I really I can care if it's a psyop or not. Like a lot of people like to talk about a lot of bullshit in the media, and like it'd be one thing if I had a channel with like millions of subscribers and I was getting paid thousands of dollars to talk about bullshit. That'd be one thing, but like, and even then, like I just don't give a fuck about. So I don't have any thoughts on that. I don't care. It's not important. Like I said, like we got to stop paying attention to shit that's not important. That has nothing to do with me. Last, especially if the crime is solved. Like I was saying earlier, if the crime is solved, they already caught the person who did it, or so called. Why the fuck do I need to know or care about it? It's not like I need to be safe from going out, or this person needs to be. I need to be able to identify him because he's on the loose, and it's not important to me. So I don't like to talk about shit that's not important.
right. Right. Yeah, I appreciate you for that knowledge. I do have a plan. I'm gonna write my things down to like so if I do get a job, here's the first things I need to do. I'm gonna look in at
Yeah.
my notebook and
And be careful. And even when you go to those trade jobs, always keep in mind when you work at these trade jobs, your health is the number one priority. When you work as an electrician, when you work as a plumber, when you work as a welder, you're breathing in toxic industrial chemicals. When you're an electrician, you're gonna get shocked. You're gonna get not. I'm not saying every day, but there's gonna be times when you may touch some live wire, you get shocked, and you're gonna be damn. And not to mention all this heavy stuff you're carrying. That's taxing and wearing on your body. Welding. If you're a welder, people go, I want to be a welder. You're breathing in a lot of chemicals, even with that mask. That shit builds up in your lungs. They even have lawsuits for people with mesothelioma because they work at these trade jobs. They're very unhealthy. And I'm not saying don't work there, but if you're going to work there for a short period of time. Don't make it a year, lifelong thing because your health will be damaged because of a lot of that shit. Because you're breathing in a lot of, yeah.
Well, I'm going to find a trade job where I don't have to work around like.
If I was going to say, if I was going to like choose a trade or say, maybe like I'm not like if I was going to advise you to choose one, I don't know how much money they make, but I'll say look into locksmithing because you're fixing locks, going into locks, and there's not that much chemical stuff involved. I don't think, and it's very.
Wait, hold on. Locksmith is a trade.
Yeah, you could get into locksmithing. I think they pay good. Like when people need their keys made, or they need to open a door because they got locked out their house, or you got to develop a security system.
Man, my fault to interrupt you. Man, you really get paid a lot of money to do bullshit in this world. But go ahead, my bad.
Yeah, you do. Like, because everything is based upon what you can provide for the system, really. So the reason you get paid is because they want people to do that type of job, and they need it. Versus the McDonald's, you don't need somebody working at McDonald's. That's why they pay them the shit. So it's like,
but no, yeah, I see what you're saying. My
yeah,
the trade jobs I was gonna work was more of like damn, I didn't even know cybersecurity was a trade. But yeah, I don't mean to take up your time. By the way, this Qigong is helping. When I wake up in the rising, like I don't feel as tired. Versus when like I don't do the Qigong, like I wake up tired of shit. And that's
good, man. I'm glad you're doing it.
Yeah, that's a good sign because you know, I really think if you wake up tired, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, I don't even wake up tired anymore. And even if I do wake up tired, once I start getting my day on, it's done. Like I get my energy up. So
right.
Yeah.
And I use this little 10-minute breathing exercise where I take in all the energy from around me. And bro,
Okay.
when you said that, like I felt my hand getting lighter and like the energy going inside of me. Like I don't
Mm,
know, it was like it's like
yeah.
Qigong for me. It's always been a thing where I have to like stop overthinking about it and just let it come to me.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
huh?
No. I said I feel you. Like qigong is just a natural practice, and it's good for healing and mental clarity and everything. So everything you're feeling is because you're doing it right. So
But
it's
yeah,
good.
bro. Anyway, I gotta go. I gotta go
All
anyway.
right. Yeah. Same
My
here.
phone
Like,
about yeah,
yeah,
my phone about
I gotta take these packages and gotta go just do a whole bunch of shit. But I'm gonna be on more. I'm gonna start doing more lives, like just more real lives like this. Just cause.
but all right,
All right then, man. I'll hit you up later.
all right, bet.
Yeah. All right then, guys. So I'm gonna be out. And if I miss anybody's question, man, like next live stream, just ask the question, and I think I got everyone's question. But I'm gonna be out, guys. I'll be back probably tomorrow, or the day after. But I'm gonna start doing a lot more of these live streams. But I'm out. Peace.